Sing in me, Muse, and through me tell the story of those people, skilled in all ways of contending. The Dragonlords, harried by fate and prophecy, sing of the cities they saw, of the minds they learned of distant peoples, and weathering many bitter nights and days deep in their hearts, while they fought to save their homes and the lives of all Thyleans. Of these adventures, Muse, most sacred of daughters, tell us in our time. Lift the great song again. Hello, everybody. I should keep my notes open. And welcome to Oathsworn, our Odyssey, a Dragonlords campaign here at TPK Roleplay. My name is Turk, or Turk Accented. I am but one storyteller here, but will be your DM for the evening. I have an absolutely great team around the proverbial fire here. Everyone, before we get started tonight, if you could please tell the people who you are, who you'll be playing tonight, what paths you walk. Are you ready for your first dungeon?
I am ready. I am also Comrade. I am ready. I am also playing Leo Dracos, the human paladin, Oath of the Dragonlord, and walks the path of the Vanished One. And next up is Sir Arkelon.
That's right. Hi, everybody. It's me, Sir Arkelon. Right. Hi, everybody. Tonight I'm playing Calliope, the Siren College of Epic Poetry Bard, who walks the path of the Dragon Slayer. Oh, I got that all there at once this time, and we'll see how it goes in this dungeon today. Let's move it on over to HP.
I am last hit point here. Is it gone proper? Oh, you let me know. I didn't see that you let me know. Sorry. I am the last hit point hero. I found the hiccup, so the hiccup won't happen again. I am playing Threnos, the Siren Sorcerer, and he walks, he is a demigod, so allegedly. So we will, demigod, demi-titan, demi-whatever. Only half Siren. I don't know how this works. Tony, you take it from here.
Oh, hey, I'm Tony. I'm playing Eliana, the elf prophetic cleric who walks past the gifted one, and I'm hella ready to murder whatever's in this dungeon because I'm super sad that I lost half a loaf of banana bread. So we're going to go up to Al before I lose my shit.
Oh no, don't lose your poo, because when you find it, you'll be super confused. Hi folks, my name is Aldavitha. I'm playing Ponos, the satyr rogue who's walking the path of the cursed one. So with that, dungeons await and all the fun of there. I'll throw on over to Chrissy.
I'm still chewing my pretzel bite. I'm sorry. I tried to go faster and it didn't work.
Tried to get my intro done as quickly as possible.
Yeah, I noticed. I'm Chrissy. I'm playing Tefera Adamos, the Medusa Warlock. I don't want to spit pretzels everywhere. And she's walking the path of the Hunted One. To you, Turk.
Okay, well, with our heroes introduced and our journey once again taken up, I think it's time to cut the epic music and join them as you're all settling in for the evening and found yourselves around the campfire, or rather waking up around a campfire at the beginning of the abandoned road that you believe leads to the Mithral Mines. In there, you must find a way to relight the forge. You must return this sacred place to the dwarves who founded it long ago, clearing it of any vile inhabitants that may live there now. And you also have to survive, because this is just one of many labors you must complete in your quest to defeat the twin titans. So, who's waking up first? And what are you doing?
Threnos will wake up with the sun, take a look around, a few deep breaths, center himself, try to flitter up to a tree, and not be able to take flight. roll his shoulders back a bit and try again and not be able to get off the ground.
I think Leo kind of is awake and notices this happening. And I think, yeah, he's like, hey, is everything okay?
It's fine. I'll get it. It's fine. I'm fine.
Okay, yeah. I like to stretch out my arms too, you know? And he kind of gives us a big stretch. Are you excited? We're gonna go do a thing.
It's been a lot the last few days, but I guess I'm ready.
Yeah, I think you'll handle it. Yesterday you did well.
Thanks. I'm just gonna head over here.
Okay, yeah, I'm gonna do my morning stretches. And then, yeah, Leo proceeds to just do his regular exercises.
At some point in the order, Calliope will wake up, probably having had not like nightmares, but just a lot of like really weird dreams about the, camp of like a cult they just, faced and had to fight a giant, sentient plant. Just weird dreams. Nothing horrible, just weird. And just I see the rest of the party up, whoever's awake already. Make sure that loot is secured, maybe tuned a little bit.
Kira will wave, and as you begin to tune, it should be fine. Okay?
Never hurts to check.
Okay, don't trust me. Just happened to know what it was right from the start, but whatever.
I mean, you were the one that just gave me that entire lecture yesterday about trusting people, so.
Is that me? That sounds responsible.
It was.
I
think we all got hit just a little too hard in that fight, though, so who knows?
Yeah, you did get messed up. I made sure to note that down. Don't worry.
Thanks.
Just looking out for you. Want to keep this record as spotless as possible. Anyway, breakfast is ready.
Oh,
I
yeah.
stole rations from your bags.
Perfect.
We needed those.
But you're gonna eat them now.
It looks like you made more than enough.
Oh, just one from each of yours. So it should be approximately one helping. It's even.
I wanted more, but this will do.
Well, everyone's a critic.
Eliana's been like kind of sitting on her bedroll all evening. She kind of opens an eye when like it's Kira making breakfast, like the fuck. And like she has the locket in her hand just clutched, just thinking on it. And she'll go back to closing her eyes and straighten her posture again and just continue to think of how Kira decided it was a great idea to try to make breakfast with dried goods.
Didn't say she cooked it. She's kind of spread it out on little Tupperware.
Okay. So she made a charcuterie board.
Yeah. Just set out the granola.
It's just missing cheese and grapes, but it's got raisins.
So we have selections of
jerky,
of Deferras over here. I found those were quite dried and crunchy. It's very good, and they pair well with Eliana's. And those have a bit more furriness to them. It's good.
They have a bit more what?
Fruitiness to them.
Okay. I heard furriness. I'm like, the
Same.
what?
Mold is healthy. It's fruitiness.
It's not healthy.
Something's living there.
Make your tummy upset.
Anyway, if everyone's done enjoying this lovely meal that I made for you out of the kindness of my own heart, are we ready?
A level of
so.
spite comes out of Eliana, and she just kind of like reaches with her free hand behind her and just pulls out an almond cookie and just eats it.
Okay. Well, someone
I'll
woke
learn
up on
you
the
to
wrong.
steal from me.
Someone woke up on the wrong side of the entire woods.
Well, maybe you should ask before going through people's bags, Kira.
Speaking of which, I've got to say, your dad's cookies are out of this world.
Oh, they're not his. Well, he
Not
bought
anymore.
them, but he didn't make them.
Mm-mm-mm.
Why are you stealing my things, Ponos? Do you wish
Who
to
said
lose
you
a
can have my
hand?
cookies?
What?
Put the cookie down, now.
They're not yours. Nor are you in charge of me.
Well, we've all had a fun breakfast.
Well, are you gonna assemble yourselves and start heading down the road?
As soon as I pray to the five for the energy and willpower to not punch Ponos in the throat.
Sounds like Pythor's department.
I feel like it's the opposite because I think Pythor would be like, punch him in the throat.
That's fair.
Who would be the opposite?
Opposite of Pythor? Probably Valis, goddess of wisdom.
Yeah, that's fair.
Well,
Thurnos will kind of make his way back. Are we gonna do this?
I was hoping everyone would say, yes, of course, we're such good friends. How could we ever let each other down by saying no to a call to adventure? But if we're all just going to kind of nice, quietly nod and be all demure about it, I guess that's fine as well. I'll just write in the hearty yeses. Seems to be the emotional extent.
Why don't you also add that we all jumped and did a high five midair?
It's got to be believable. They're all different heights.
Well, I guess perhaps Calliope could be able to do that where you apparently aren't. Unless, of course, you're up to the task.
Sorry, remind me of the prayer not to punch people in the throat.
I mean, you're supposed to be almost like Kira, wouldn't you know?
Almost like, oh my gosh. I just look like her. I don't have to embody her values.
I feel like you already do.
I don't know
Well,
what to say to you.
This is a great way to start the morning.
Why don't we all get on our way? Why don't we save some of that snark for the potential foes you might face?
I agree.
Yeah, let's go.
All right. This long abandoned road is rocky and overgrown with roots and thorny shrubs. It winds westward along the granite cliffs of the tributary. And you notice that as you get closer and further along down this path, you can begin to hear the heavy crash. This is close like it, don't judge me. Of what must be the Great Falls of Arkelon. And indeed, it only takes you around till noon till the great sight of the falls dominates your view. This rocky promontory looks out over a spectacular vista dominated by the Great Falls of Arkelon. The river cascades over a sheer cliff and roars into a vast semicircular lake, throwing up a white mist. The great falls are almost beyond description. It's as if an entire ocean has spilled over the edge of the world, and you stand marveling at the space beyond. You've never seen anything so grand. The sound of rushing water is almost deafening, and the light of the fading day gleams across the water like red gold. 4 massive statues of stone hands surround the lake. To the south, you can see the river snaking down south of the mountains through the old woods, while the snow-capped Mithral Mountain dominates the westward horizon. Here you stand, and indeed, a small lake with 4 giant stone hands protrude. These, you are almost certain, are hands of Kentamane, the cruel but protective Titan Master that provides a somewhat malicious guardianship over the lands of Thylea, it being the body of his fallen wife. However, you can also see what must be the main entrance to the cavern ahead of you. And you can also very easily see that it is covered and caved in by the entire mountain that seemed to have once rested above it.
Well, it is 2 unfortunate obstacles.
When we were told we were going to the mine, I assumed that there would already be a mine there, and we wouldn't have to dig it out ourselves. But, you know, Leo's like a big burly boy. I'm sure he'll be fine. I'll come back in... How long do you reckon it's going to take you to get this done?
Maybe a couple hours.
Sure. Okay, I'm going to... Oh, there's the water side. You know, it's nice relaxing. I'm going to have my... mid-morning nap.
No, stop that. Kira chimes in from the back. There should be a way in. I talked with Vulcan about it. There's a secret pathway they put in on behind the falls, so you could ship in some goods and... God, I think there's even stories of the old Dragonlords being able to sail ships up here and get new weapons.
So it's a matter of getting behind the falls?
Yes, at least for the initial entrances. But they had some kind of way to get to the mines with a ship, but I don't see how, looking at this waterfall. Never read about it.
You think they maybe had a way to part the curtain of water, or?
I think that's got to be the only way, right?
Like, can I look a little closer? Is there anything that might indicate, like, a little spot that people might have gone to, like, I don't know, find some hidden mechanism to do it? Or, like, who knows? Like, can I just look closer, I guess, is the first step.
You can check out around your immediate area.
Okay.
Make me an investigation or perception check.
Oh, okay. Oh, I think they're actually the same. Oh no, investigation's better. We're gonna go with that. Great, natural 1. Starting out great.
You look around and check out some rocks. And honestly, you don't turn up much of anything. You do find a rock that you're fairly certain. Do you speak or read Dwarvish?
Nope.
You're fairly certain this looks like dwarf scribbles. And it's on a rock, so it must be some kind of secret message they left behind.
Alright, well, it looks like everything is mostly washed away, at least as far as I can tell. But there's this cool rock. Can anyone read this?
No, this is not a language any of you would recognize.
No.
Nope, I can't either. I guess we'll just hold on to it for now.
The story was that they just sailed their boats there?
Yeah, and she'll point. The river, they could just sail up right from the sea. It's calm enough till you reach here, by the looks of it at least. Then I have no idea. But there is a secret way in that we could access just by walking.
Besides where the boats went.
The boats somehow also came in behind the curtain, I think Eliana said. So
Well, I think maybe it could be associated with Thylea or ketamine.
Intimane.
Yes.
Wait, what are you asking for?
The K-hole.
Anyway, I mean, maybe it's odd that there are 4 hands here, but there's also news of a strange creature that hadn't been seen before being up here, so maybe that's why he's a bit more active in the area.
I wasn't sure if maybe it's just like a prayer and, you know, the devotion would allow the curtain to... This really isn't my department.
Aren't you a priestess of some kind?
No, it's complicated. I don't know all the prayers or what happened here. And she'll just like gesture to the roaring waterfall.
Why don't we try walking behind it yourselves? Why am I saying I'm involved here? I'm just going to be watching you all do it.
Calliope,
And-
can I see a rock real quick?
I hand the rock over.
I'm going to throw the rock through the waterfall.
The water smacks it down, and but you do hear like a change in trajectory, and a click behind it. There is stone behind here.
How you said this is like a huge waterfall,
Yes,
right?
like
Yeah,
Niagara
we would
Falls.
not survive going beneath that water.
But she is mentioning a way around the side.
You mean
Oh, like is she pointing exactly?
She's pointing.
Like-
She's pointing like towards a small little path
Oh, then
that
yeah.
you could
perhaps.
walk down. But she's
Perhaps.
mentioning in Legends the Dragonlords were able to sail a ship through here.
you mean something akin to a tunnel that may or may not be secret?
It's actually a pathway.
Secret pathway.
Close enough. Yeah.
Let's just try that then,
Okay.
shall we?
Yeah. So yeah, we head down this other area. As long as the waterfall doesn't get us.
Very well. This rocky ledge leads up from the riverbank and passes through a short tunnel, which I suppose is secret, which deflects an endless cascade of water from the Great Falls. The ledge grows narrow as it ascends, stretching for a quarter mile along a sheer cliff of slick black rock. Beyond the ledge, a shimmering curtain of translucent water spills down to your right. Cold white mist fogs your vision, and roaring water drowns out all other sound. It should be noted here that as soon as you step behind this water curtain, the heat and moisture in the air picked up immensely. Whether that's from the water itself or from something else, you're not certain. But it is getting a lot warmer just hanging around here. And you should be able to find yourselves in the bottom right. If you can't control your tokens, please let me know. All right. Should all be good in theory.
It's awfully muggy in here.
It is quite unpleasant, isn't it?
I thought it'd be like cooler with the whole waterfall thing, but
Isn't there a forge behind here somewhere?
I thought they said it wasn't lit.
It's not.
It feels lit.
Right. Or
Guess
perhaps
there's only one way to find out.
Maybe it did give it, but something's, I don't know, controlling it. Said there are a bunch of creatures here.
Yeah. Here. And I think Leo kind of. Wait. Do you have a shield?
Yeah.
Okay, then maybe he doesn't. Kind of go ahead. But yeah, I think
both be
we just
ahead.
proceed slowly.
Yeah, it's a tight gap, but you're able to begin moving up. Water continues to spray in and around you, on and around you, rather. Wet moss covers a lot of this path, though the path itself appears to be well walked, at least in some parts, given the lack of growth along the stones close to the water. As you approach, keep moving forward if you want, you begin to notice ropes hanging down on your side of the falls, extending high up to the top.
What in the hells?
And there, Eliana and Leo, you are the first as a putrid smell hits you.
I was gonna ask what do my elf eyes see, but
A stink wafts up from below as 4 filthy-looking humanoids clamber up onto the path ahead. Each carries a net full of wriggling fish, and upon seeing you, drop them to the floor and chatter to each other with haste. One of them appears naturally larger, pointing at you. And you notice a hungry gleam in all of their eyes.
I'm just gonna like tilt my head like, what?
Sounds like Defira when she got a mouthful.
Wow.
Ew.
Damn.
But what you see before you, as I change music, is a troglodyte, a trio of troglodytes.
Sneaky,
And-
stinky, stabby. And did you name that kid? Oh, you didn't name all that, did you?
No.
Yes! Yes, Austin Powers quote. Love it. Love to see it.
But it is also
I'm bigger than you. I'm higher up on the food chain.
this is where I need everybody to roll initiative as I get
Oh, I thought that 24 was mine. It wasn't. I have
Don't let
the
Chrissy
paladin
have this,
speed.
okay? This is roll 20.
How do I go slower than our paladin? How do I have the paladin speed? What is this?
don't know what to tell you.
This is
The stench got to you.
Right? Well, apparently, shit.
Okay, and you have this initiative. All right, so leading off the top of our order is Defera. A number of troglodytes block your way. They all look at you quite hungrily.
Oh no. Oh, well, I mean, that's relevant, I guess, but I just exited out of my character sheet. Hang on. Defera also feels that way. Sorry, give me 2 seconds. Let me get back there.
Sure thing.
Okay, here we go. She will, she will just go ahead and cast, no, she won't. She's not gonna do that. She's gonna do, her crossbow. Just instantaneously without thinking, probably. At the first one, this guy.
Sure, take a shot.
Yeah. Cool.
You pull. Where do you keep your crossbow?
Probably kind of attached to the back of the hip, not necessarily like at.
You go and pull and begin loading this, and the string is entirely too wet to fire, giving a solid and just not giving the twang you need it to in this moment.
Yeah, she's gonna motherfuck it under her breath, and that's all.
Okay. Which brings us to the troglodyte's turn. Which is going to allow them to do some sneaky, stabby, stinky stuff. As they are going to move 5, 10, 15 up to here, and I'll get 5, 10, 15, 20, 25 up to there, and then 5, 10, 15, 20, 25, 30 up to there. So 2 of the troglodytes are going to reach out and claw at you, Eliana, since you have made yourself the target. That's going to be a 7 to hit with the claw.
No.
An 18 to hit for the second claw.
Fine.
All right, he slashes you for 5 because I rolled big. And then a bite for 9, which won't also hit you. So the next round of it is going to be another 9 for the bite, and a 10 and a 10 for the other 2 claws. So one of them charges at you and just kind of, I imagine you might hold your shield out to completely rebuff them, but you're unable to parry the other off completely with your shield as it winds around your exposed side and scratches at your spear arm, lightly grazing you. The other one can't quite get in, so it is now the Brute's turn, and the Brute is going to similarly move up into position. 5, 10, 15, 20, 25. Here you go. 25. Excuse me, careful me. And he is going to try to shove. So this is he is going to try and push these troglodyte that attacked you, into Leo. So
What?
both of you can make me contested strength checks with the troglodyte brute.
This is some bullshit.
14. Oh,
Okay. The troglodyte is going to grab a hold of this thing and just push it into you, but you're able to hold up your arm, and Leo, both of you, between the 2 of you, stand your ground as this troglodyte gets just squeezed into place. And I'm going to say, Eliana, where would you like this troglodyte to go? Because physics dictate its energy needs to be released in some direction.
It needs to. I get. Is it the one close to the wall, or the one close to the water?
The one closest to the water, and I'm going to say, rather than you pick high or low.
We'll go low.
Okay. It's going to be squeezed out of the way into the wall. But that's going to make it Calliope's turn.
Nice. Okay. She is going to cast an arm out towards the 2 trogs in front, as well as the brute. And this dribble of like cacophonous celestial talk will come out as she casts Bane on all 3 of them. So I'm gonna need some charisma saves.
Oh, they are famously charismatic, as you saw from their epic battle taunts. The troglodyte brute rolls a natural 20 for a total of 18.
Great.
And the 2 troglodytes have a 5 and 13 respectively.
I don't think the 13 makes it, but let me look. Yeah, it fails. So
Okay.
the 2 in front fail. So they subtract d4 from all their attack rolls and saving throws until they save out of it.
They will not.
And then as my bonus action, she is going to call it to Eliana. Let your strength be as tough as your shield. And take that d6. That's all I got.
Okay, which brings us to Leo.
awesome. I think he kind of squeezes in to make sure we have like a little shield wall, and I attack that guy there.
Sure. Eliana, would you mind if scoot you just a little bit closer to the falls, just for spacing?
I would.
Would you want Leo to attack from a cramped space instead?
That sounds like a whole not my problem.
Oh,
You wouldn't be this logy.
I'm sorry, I missed the part where that's my problem.
I leave it up to you then. Do you want to form like a phalanx formation and lock
fine.
shields, or?
No, it's fine.
Okay, cool. But Leo, yeah, you're gonna strike at this troglodyte.
Yep.
All right, go for it. Ooh, okay. He doesn't
Natural
have enough.
20.
Yeah. He doesn't have enough health for that. So how do you off this troglodyte?
I think, I kind of squeeze my way in, you know. Someone doesn't like to share her personal space with me, but... And then I think I just go for a quick jab. Like, I move the shield and just pierce. Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Stab in with you use your Seaphone?
Yes. Yep.
Quick stab, rip up and back. This thing grabs and it just sputters at you as Eliana, you feel the pressure against your shield dissipate, and this kind of falls back onto the wall. But Leo, I'm gonna need you to make a. Actually, no, you didn't start it within there, so you're fine. It's all good. Never mind. Don't worry about anything I'm saying, ever. Threnos.
Take care, you two. Eliana, be careful. And Thranos' wings will enfold over him for a moment and reopen, and there is this shimmering appearance of wings that fold over Eliana as I cast Shield of Faith on you.
Ooh.
So that's +2 AC, as long as I'm concentrating. I am going to apparently not put anything on my token for some reason. Oh, I know why. Sorry. And then as my action, I would like to... there's my concentration dot. As my action, I will mind sliver the biggest and ugliest one.
Oh, that's the brute. It's in their stat block.
Perfect. I need an intelligence save from them because I know that they are intelligent creatures.
They are very intelligent, famously so. He did get a 0 on a d20, though.
Well, that is pretty low. Let me check my save. No, that's a fail. 6 damage and -1d4 on their next saving throw.
Okay, your feather goes straight towards its head as he attempts to swipe at the air as it moves forward, and you watch as this troglodyte grips with a pained expression on its face at its head, but shakes itself back into battle formation. Eliana, I'm gonna need you to make a Constitution save really quick.
Awesome. I love this from you.
Gosh, these things really stink.
Wow,
Okay.
I love this from me.
You are poisoned.
Wait. Wait.
Oh,
I have a D6.
You do have a D6.
I got a 10. It's not good enough.
It's not good enough.
Oh, damn it. It was close. You tried.
Unfortunate. Do you have any saved +2s or advantages from last time? Okay.
No.
Well, you are almost. You kind of say to yourself, "I'm not gonna throw up. I'm not gonna," one of those moments. But you do just feel sick to your stomach as this. Even the corpse here hits you with an immense wall of stench. These are not clean creatures, despite having recently come out of waterfall. Evolution is kind to some things, but magic is just generally evil. But it is still your turn. You're considered poisoned.
Balls. All right, just like the gag sounds, because I don't want to make it for everybody, because I know it's.
Yeah, please.
They're
don't.
very
Don't.
good sounds, but they're not great to hear. She's just gonna just stab.
Which one? Troglodyte or brute?
The troglodyte.
An 11.
Yup.
It will hit.
Wow. For 9 damage.
Okay. You pierce this thing in the side, and it pulls back in pain, scrambling and pushing itself back up onto the wall, hand to its wound as you pull back.
Get. No,
Anything
it's
else?
really for that. Nope, I'm done.
Okay. Ponos, you're up.
Ho ho. So, these ropes that are hanging from the wall
Yes.
next to us.
They are above. Seem to go up, and some ropes are down on the side.
If there's one within arm's reach of me, grab hold of it, wrap my forearm around it, and then swing, like push myself off from the wall, swing out, and then crash into the brute, and just swing out in a sort of
So
bam.
love this play action going on right here. Why don't you make me an athletics or acrobatics check?
Oh, okay, very good. 18.
Would you like to make me an unarmed attack against the,
Oh, I can do.
the brute?
I rolled a 14 for a total of 0 damage.
That is a hit. But we'll say 1 because rolling. So yeah, you crash in. Are you like going to stay on that side or?
Yeah, like full on just.
Yeah, you crash
like
into
George
him and
McConaughey, straight into
put
it.
knock him
Bam.
into the back wall.
Boom!
Uh,
Nailed
you-
the landing.
You did nail the landing.
I'll give it the full Simone Biles.
Hmm. You hear light clapping from the. Well, you can't really hear anything over the falls, but for somehow you can
I'll
just
assume
feel
they're
like here's in the back like. 10.
Always go full Simone.
Anything else on your turn?
No, that's me. I'm good.
Okay, Jafera.
Yeah. For watching that, and being mildly impressed with the action, she will move closer. Oops, I didn't mean to. And cast infestation on this one. I believe that's the one that's baned, right? That's
The one that's baned has the thing over his face. Yes.
yeah.
So infestation is a Constitution save.
Yes.
Okay.
13 is the DC.
They got a 6.
Yeah.
So that's not going to be enough. Tell me what happens.
It will take 6 poison damage.
Okay.
And has to move 5 feet. But I have to roll a d4 for the direction that it moves. So, is north actual like if we're looking at the map, is north north?
We'll say for the purpose of simplicity, yes.
Okay.
Unfortunately, some of these maps don't come with a compass wheel.
So it has to move 5 feet east.
Perfect. It is going to take a short walk off of a long walk off a short edge here. As it doesn't even make it to the water, or doesn't even fall over the side of the cliff before you can see that its bones are exposed as these things devour to the last bits of this troglodyte, and it is dead before it even is able to fall over the side. Anything you want to do?
Nope, that's it.
Okay. The last remaining troglodyte is in striking range of Ponos, so it will strike. is going to be a 19 to hit, a 7 to hit, and a 17 to hit.
It's out of 3.
Okay, so that is going to be total of 8 slashing damage as this troglodyte goes and slashes once at you and goes to and bites into your shoulder as it kind of gets close at you.
You bloody bastard.
Technically, you're bloody right now.
I'm talking to myself. Thank you.
Doesn't know his parents.
Just speaking of further problems for Ponos, the troglodyte brute has something to say.
Oh no.
No.
I'm not a good listener.
And is going to hit you with a claw with the intent to push you.
Oh no.
So you are going to take 4 more slashing,
4.
and it is going to.
It's fine.
I know
Attempt.
that math.
Oh boy.
What?
It's okay. So it's with a single slash. It's going to knock Ponos down, and is going to throw you at Eliana.
I'm not catching him.
Well, you still need to make me a dexterity save as a comrade's body is thrown your way.
Fuck my life. My rolls are trash.
You are knocked prone and will take 2 damage.
The fuck?
Maybe it's not your rolls, but your attitude.
No, it's definitely the garbage rolls.
Oh, right. Okay. Refresh the page or something.
I need a dice jail for digital dice. Please, someone make the extension. I will pay you money for this.
You are the body of Ponos collides with you, and you are knocked down to your back. But your head is over the edge of the falls, but the rest of you is still in place. Calliope.
All right. Cool. I'm gonna walk up a little bit, just a little, and just I'm gonna look at that brute and just say, "Hey, fish head, you really are what you eat, aren't you? I need a wisdom save for vicious mockery."
Rude. Oh my gosh.
Good thing he doesn't understand.
You got a 3.
It still hurt.
Minus 1d4 from my mind sliver.
That's
He could
right.
Still get
Minus
a
a
0.
D4. He got a 0.
And minus
Yes.
another D4
Alright.
from Bane.
He didn't get Bane
2
though.
psychic
Oh,
damage,
that's right.
and he has disadvantage on his next attack roll.
Okay.
Take that. As my bonus action, I'm gonna send the healing word over to Ponos. So I'm gonna roll that real quick.
All right. Leo, as that's occurring, you're up.
Awesome. I'm gonna go up here. Sweet, thank you.
Join his friend.
Would
on the
you
side.
allow me to pull Ponos behind me?
Yeah, I'll say it's a bonus action.
All right, sweet. Yeah, I think I pull him back.
Just grab his
How much-
grab his hoof and
Yeah, as
Yank
he's
him.
getting up. Yep, and it's like behind me.
Right.
As he wakes up, like falls back into consciousness and sits up, obviously he sees like the shield wall and then no enemies. He's like, we did it!
Yeah.
you turn and look
and-
for affirmation from the dead troglodyte next to you, and
Turn around,
Yeah,
and
I-
there's 2 more there, and I go,
I think I pat you on the chest and stuff. It's like, yeah, it was real cool. Totally worth it. Sorry, how much healing did you do for him?
For him, it was 6.
6?
Sick. Worldy.
Okay.
Thank you.
Yeah, all right then. Then that should be enough for now. And yeah, I'm just gonna attack the brute.
okay, 24 will definitely hit you.
Awesome. and I do 6 damage.
Okay, you take a solid swipe at this fella, and he kind of staggers back a little bit. He still appears to be standing, but he definitely looks really hurt right now.
Awesome. And then that is my turn.
Okay, Threnos.
Thurnos will walk forward and pat Ponos on the side of his shoulder. That was very dramatic. And then I will cast Mind Sliver on the boss thing.
Okay. Boss is generous. It might be more middle management.
Well, that's why I said thing.
So it's another
Intelligence,
save
sorry.
from him. So very intelligent. He got a 12.
That's not enough. He can have 1 psychic damage and minus 1d4 to his next save.
Okay. Which brings us, if there's nothing else, to...
Nope, that's it.
All right, Ms. Logid.
Do I have to not throw up again?
No, you're only poisoned until the start of your next turn, and you're not within 5 feet of another troglodyte.
Good, she's just gonna...
But you are still prone.
Ponos. She'll stand up and just like use the momentum of getting up to sidestep up and just stab at the brute.
Okay. Make me an attack.
23.
23 will do you.
For 8 damage.
Okay. He, as you stab into him, is going to... and, like, pull your spear down with the weight, but will kind of collapse back into the wall, trying to hold on to the last bit of just collective, what's it called? Just
Life?
trying to stay conscious as much as possible, yeah. But will fail.
But we'll...
Is there anything else, Eliana?
No.
All right. In that case, Ponos, this troglodyte looks ready to run.
You are muted, my friend.
Go, nailed it. I will clean up to him and just very calmly take the net of fish out of its hand.
It smells terrible, but he seems like panicked enough and is like trying to slowly move back. Is that your turn now? Okay, Jafera.
Okay. Jafara's gonna walk up and not understand that interaction at all.
Yeah, join the club.
And just attempt another 15. No. Yeah, she will just go ahead and cast she'll just do another infestation. Not
Okay.
at all understanding what Ponos was trying to.
Okay, Constitution save from this fella will net him a 9, because he has no more fish in his net.
And that's 1 point of damage.
But where's he walking?
But he will have to... Oh, I accidentally hit damage again, but we can use that, I guess, as the... So he has to move a few feet north.
Our north, yes.
Yes.
Boom. Which serves his purposes just fine, as this creature is going to run. 5, 15, 20, 25, 30. Okay. You'll hear a scampering and from deeper down the entrance to this cavern. But for the moment, you are free. And for the sake of simplicity of this rolling combat, I think we will keep the combat where it is at the moment. But no, that's not it. This is the one I'm looking for. What's the move?
Well, I'm sure that sound it made isn't cause for issue at all.
Definitely didn't warn another half dozen of them.
The smell is awful.
Exactly. So the fact that he ran off and warned the others, we know exactly where they are, and we know what they know, and the fact that they smell so bad was definitely the worst thing about them. And now we got a super big bag of fish, which, other than being a far more exciting breakfast than the one we were treated to, is also presumably what they wanted, because they all had some. So maybe.
I think you took a little extra blow to the head when they threw you at me.
Well, you know, you caught me so dexterously that that any sort of concussion I think I can claim liability on.
So the way that I see it is that we have two things that we can do. We can either wait for them to come here and have some type of defensive position, or we can take the offensive and go now. What do you think?
I've never been known for my strategizing, but I don't think a defensive position on the side of a narrow, slippery passage with a waterfall next to us is the best bet. I say forward and quick before something goes poorly.
Right.
All right.
Eliana's going to grab her shoulder real quick and cure wounds. Fucking
Oh, nice.
Remember, you do also have a lot of potions.
Oh, right.
Yeah, but these spell slots come back and potions don't.
That's fair. But the entrance is right there.
Awesome. I think, yeah, Leo runs up ahead to, again, try to have like a shield wall.
Okay.
As they do that, can Defera hang back and try to see where these ropes go? If there's like any sort of ledges up, or do they just look like they're random ropes?
The ropes appear to be areas where above you they can access the lake above for fish, or the river above of the waterfall. And below, it seems to be mostly hanging storage of fish.
Okay, so it's not like there are no ledges that you could like look down upon.
If you stick your head too far out along the side, the waterfall is going to take it off, so it's a little hard to get a peek too far down or up.
Check.
But from the ropes, you can see at the top of this appears to lead to where the falls go over. And that appeared to be where they were coming down from. So around you is the fresh catch of a bunch of troglodytes, which Ponos still might have. It's quite heavy. All right. You enter the cave here, and the first thing to hit you is the heat. As you stand here, even now, it's a heat not of a direct flame, but of a massed group of people in a confined space. The stench hits you next. Nothing to make you sick just yet, but it's akin to I'm struggling for a Grecian equivalent or a Thylean equivalent, but it's like a fifth grade locker room where no one's discovered deodorant yet. It's a lot of stinky people who are exerting themselves and existing around each other. But it continues on. further and further in.
Maintain concentration and re-up Shield of Faith as needed on Eliana for that extra +2.
Okay. Feel free to move yourselves along. You can see through the infestation a small trail that as you reach... Oh, come on, you. Reveal, not hide. You reach a fork in the passageway. Natural tunnel runs for 50 feet at a slight incline. The floor is wet and moss grows along the walls and ceiling. It appears to be well used, covered in the tracks of foul creatures from the waterfall. This tunnel eventually forks. To the left, the tunnel stretches into a network of what appears to be natural caves. A terrible stench seems to come from this direction. This is also where the trail of blood continues along. To the right, the tunnel becomes a stoneway passage, and indeed, you can see a small walkway overhead. It's what appears to be some type of statue.
We head left, right?
Well,
Just
we're
keep following.
going to the relight some forges, and I don't know, that looks like someone made it. We should probably go that way first. Oh, it's a walkway above
There's
us?
a walkway above you, yes.
Oh, okay. Now I see. Far
There's a
above?
About 2-3 people's high. Probably about 3 people high.
Okay.
Ceiling is pretty close there.
I misunderstood.
No, you're good. All is good.
Can I listen out and try and see if I can hear where the garbled screams of the last troglodyte came from?
Oh, it's definitely going down this way.
Uh-huh.
Well, arms and armor. 2 of you want to go first?
Right or left?
Left.
Oh,
Where
okay,
the
okay.
gurgling
Yes.
sound is coming from.
Sweet. Yeah, and so I think Leo kind of just cautiously heads down that way to follow the troglodyte.
Sure thing. As you all are walking, make me a perception check there. As you can move yourselves up to here.
This is my first roll. I have disadvantage from proper.
14.
Okay.
It's not disadvantage. There we go. 3.
You're all looking around, and you don't think there's anything around here for a little bit. However, that's when a large, goopy drop of water hits the side of your shoulder and head. And you look up, and even with the dim light of this cave, I don't know if anyone's in creating a light source here. Should have been the first question. It is slightly dark here. There's still light from outside coming in, but it's not going to be ideal further on.
I didn't see this with
No.
my 20 perception.
You did,
Oh no.
which is why you look up and have become aware
Of the dungeon room.
4 troglodytes
Oh, no.
pressed up onto the ceiling,
Ah!
and they loose themselves and descend upon you.
I dislike that greatly.
Which we'll start with Calliope and get into it.
Alright, so like how high up are they?
On the top of it. So this tunnel is about 15 feet high.
Okay, cool. So they're kind of far for me to try to like hit them with anything, so I'm just gonna cast Bane again on 3 of them. We'll just say the 3 that are like kind of closest, so like these 2 in the front and then like that one.
Okay.
Charisma saves, please.
Charisma saves from these guys who are famously very charismatic. That is going to be a 5, a natural 20, and a 15.
What's with these natural 20s?
They're getting a -2 out of it, and maybe I'm burning them now.
Well, only one of them fails, so. Oof.
Okay, so we'll say this one is baned.
Sure.
You must wear the large Bane mask. All right. Anything else on your turn?
That's it.
Okay. These guys are going to drop down onto you. One's going to attempt to grapple you, Leo. So I'm going to need you to make me an athletics or acrobatics check.
Okay.
You're going to need to be looking to beat a 21.
Oh, I got an 18.
That is rough. He's going to grapple onto your back. So you got basically the weight of the full extra person on you. And is going to wriggle around as the other one is going to drop an attempt to strike at you. With a bite, it's going to be a 20 to hit and 2 7s. Okay, so it's going to jump and bite into your side before you can really fully recognize it being wrangled around by this other one. But you can turn and back it off before it can extend with its 2 claws. So you're going to take 4 piercing damage. This one is going to attempt to pull the same trick on you, Eliana. So I'm going to need a grapple check from you. Actually, I don't. That's a natural 1. You, with your 20 perception, see it, catch it on your shield, and fling it into the other one, sending them both colliding into one another. We'll see if he can make a dexterity save with that -D4. Yeah, with that, turning it to a 13, it is going to not be great. And they are both going to be knocked prone for the rest of their turn. Which brings us to Leo.
Awesome. Okay. I don't know if this is a wrestling move, but I would like to throw myself backwards onto the floor with the guy on me and slam him.
The people's elbow.
Sure.
Well, no, like he's like grappled me. So
yeah, he's piggybacked onto you.
And so like I'll have the shield
yeah.
on top of me.
Do like a jawbreaker. Make me another like a grapple check of your choice, athletics or acrobatics.
Okay, I'm gonna do athletics.
And we'll see if you can shake him.
19.
Yeah. So you're gonna break free from that grapple and also make me an unarmed strike, or rather, just do the damage.
Oh, okay. Damage. 4.
Okay, you smack him hard into the ground, the full weight of you and your armor crushing. You can hear some bones go a little brittle underneath, and this thing in pain. Is there anything else you'd like to do on your turn? Any bonus actions or some sort?
Nope. I think that's it.
Okay, Threnos.
Thrynos is going to see everyone, manhandling each other and just take a step back and cast a mind sliver in one of these things' brains. It doesn't matter whichever one looks the most hurt.
It would be the one that Leo just backdropped into the ground.
That would be the one. Intelligence save, por favor.
Okay. They got a 2.
That's not enough. They take 5 damage and -1d4 to their next thingamajig.
All right, so you see this thing already grabbing at its wrist. Now grabs at its head as the pain seems to be a bit more than it can handle. Anything else?
I will move away from not getting something from behind.
Okay, sounds good. Eliana.
Well, I have some gentlemen who are on the ground.
Okay.
So stabbed.
Which one would you like to stab first? The baned or not baned?
The not baned.
Okay.
16 to hit.
That will definitely do some damage.
for 8 damage, in fact.
Okay. Wow. You stab him as he's attempting to get up off the ground, and it barely has enough strength to continue to try to right itself, but still presses on.
That son of a bitch.
Oh, Leo, I need you to make me a Constitution save really quick.
Constitution, yep.
Yes. Forgot to do this. But we are going to Ponos. You
11.
are poisoned. You're going to be poisoned. Ponos, I need you to similarly make me a Constitution save, because this really smells bad.
-1.
You are going to be considered poisoned, but it is your turn if there's nothing else Elion wants to do.
Very chill. Cool. I'm going to use my marine mace, and the one that's on the ground in front of me that is baned, I'm going to heft the sack of fish off my shoulder and bring it down onto his head.
Okay, make me an improvised weapons attack.
Okie dokie.
With advantage because he's prone.
Ooh.
Well, with disadvantage because
Only.
Ponos is poisoned.
That's true, with disadvantage, so you attack regularly.
Okay, so I think that's just a straight roll. 5.
You go and are attempting to heft and can't quite muster the strength in time as it rolls just a little to the side as a large pile of fish collides into the ground.
With a wet slap.
Mm-hmm. Anything else for your turn, sir?
All too familiar. Nope, I'm all good. That'll do me.
All right, Defera.
Yeah, Defera is going to attempt to attack the one that is on the back of Leo.
It recently got pushed off the back because he dropped him onto the floor, and I assume, Leo, you've rolled out of the way and stood back up. Yeah.
Well, then I'm just going to Eldritch Blast him.
Okay, Eldritch Blast him. 13 will definitely hit.
Oh, okay, good. That's good.
You guys aren't very good. Yeah. How does this happen really quick?
Probably in a panicked response to watching this thing grapple and gain like some sort of like back control on Leo. She just like yelled out and like did like no, and then didn't even really mean to do it because this isn't like a move she prefers to use.
You ping him and watch as as this energy arcs around and collides with this thing's body and just bursts meat free from bone, and this creature is dead. Anything else?
Nope, sorry, muted. Just kidding.
All good. Calliope.
All right, is the guy like right in front of me still alive?
He is, which reminds me, make a Constitution save because that guy in front of you smells real bad.
Oh, I don't like it. Okay.
Oh no, that no one does. But if you fail, you
great 5.
So you're going to be considered poisoned for this turn.
All
which
right,
is fine.
cool. Yeah, we're just gonna do stuff with disadvantage. That's okay.
Only for a round.
Only for a round. But yeah, she's gonna just take out her longsword and go for a hit. Let me put the disadvantage on there. Okay, 15 still hits, yeah.
15 definitely still hits.
All right, cool. I probably should have said before. I need to get better about that. I definitely, most of the time when I'm doing longsword, I mean 2 hands.
Sure thing.
But okay. So that's 8.
Okay, you take 2-handed strike and into this thing's it rolls to the side, so as it's regaining itself, you catch it right in the back as it hyperextends in response, and appears to be in quite a bad position. Is there anything else you can do on your turn?
Since I did that 2-handed, no.
Okay, it is the troglodyte's turn, and this one is going to quickly grab onto the wall and pull itself up, haggard, and is going to split its attention between the, oddly enough, a horned person and a bard. Usually those are one person. Anyway, one claw coming at you, Calliope, for a 10. Another one coming at Ponos for another 10. And did that hit anybody?
Nope.
Oh yeah, that will hit.
5 slashing.
Oh, okay.
And who wants odds?
Sure.
Oh, come on, man.
I didn't know what you meant. I would have taken it. No.
Yeah, 14 will hit in this case for another 5. As this thing slashes once to Calliope and then dives towards Ponos, ripping in and just biting with teeth into his side as he's pushed to the ground. And he looks up at you, Calliope, with blood in its teeth. This one is going to get itself up and attempt to attack you, Eliana. So that is going to be a 21, a 19, and a 10.
2 of those first 2 hit.
Okay, so that is going...
Does the +2 make the 19 miss?
Nope.
Okay.
Makes it dead on.
Okay, so that's going to be 11 damage total.
What the fuck?
Damn, those are high fucking rolls. This should end for me eventually.
My
Hopefully.
bones, they ate.
As this thing gets up and pushes around your shield, laying into you with 2 claws, but you're able to shove it back again before it can sink its teeth into you. And Leo, this final one is going to attempt to do a similar tango. A 23, 15, and 12.
23 hits.
Okay, it's going to jump at you, claws sinking into your shield as you hold it, but it will push down and reach over and bite into your arm for 3 piercing. And then it is going to be your turn.
Awesome. Yeah. Okay. And I'm still poisoned. Ugh.
We also have some heals from chat for everyone to take note of.
Oh. Awesome.
We'll just assign those to Ponos now.
Thank
We
you.
still have a good table we haven't touched.
Oh,
There is a good table.
I thought that was the Ponos trick, and it's like, oh, he succeeds.
Oh no.
Ponos earned that success.
Yeah, he
Yeah.
got an 8. He rolled a
An
19,
18.
got an 18 instead.
All right, I'll figure that out. Leo, you tell me what's going on.
Yeah, I'm definitely gonna try to beat this guy with the sword. 19 to hit.
A 19 will definitely hit.
Awesome. And then I do 10 damage slashing.
Okay.
I was supposed to do that with disadvantage.
To the start of your next turn, so you'll be fine.
Okay.
And you can, yeah, no, it's fine. 10 damage. You chunk this guy as you stab into him. He's nearly pushed back completely as he kind of stumbles away from you slightly, down to one knee after attacking you. It seems you really shifted the momentum on him, and he is not far from greeting the fields of Hades. Threnos.
Thrynos will look at the 3 of these, and the one that still has Ponos in his teeth is going to be the target of... Oh. Gotta die soon. I'll mind sliver that one.
Okay. 6 damage is perfect. As you
And-
watch,
It does get a save.
it does have a save. That's right.
Intelligence.
It's not very smart though. It's got
That's
a
the hope.
6. So
This is not
it
enough.
is not enough as you watch this thing stand triumphantly for a moment before dying as it grips its head as blood spills from its nostrils and eyes, and it just hits the side of the wall. and colliding in a fishy, pulpy mess beside Ponos.
Can anyone help Ponos up?
If there's nothing else, then Eliana.
I was told from the chat of donations that I have 2 D4s to dish out of my choice, so I'll give them to Ponos, because stop fucking dying!
Well, if your shield did its job, then I wouldn't have to.
Well, maybe if you just not got in the way.
I thought I would hit a monster with a bag of fish, and how was I to know that wouldn't work?
Maybe because you have like a 6 strength and it's like 30 pounds of fish.
My strength is 7, thank you. So
Oh, shit.
let's check on you. Hope
Do I
you
need a
feel the
con-
full now.
Do I need a con save from the stank?
Well,
Sounds like you don't.
Yeah, sounds like I don't.
Nice.
Here, that works for me. I'm
That's
just gonna
fine too.
stab. There's a 13 hit.
a 13 will hit.
Hooray! For 10 damage.
Yeah, no, how does he take this guy out?
The old sweep the feet, stab the heart. What I presume's a heart. I don't know what a troglodyte heart is. It could be in its face.
It's
Nailed
humanoid enough. You are rewarded with a gout of blood pooling very quickly at the surface of the skin from your wound. You struck gold.
Liquid gold.
There's blood in them bodies.
Not for long.
Not for long at this
Um,
rate. It's bleeding Texas. I mean,
Ew, ma.
bleeding Kansas, rather.
In which case, I will move up to assist Leo, but that is the end of my turn.
Okay. Ponos, I believe you've been healed by some divinities.
So I get 2d4.
2d4 from the sounds of it.
Ooh. 5.
You
Perfect.
awaken, but also are the recipient of a good table, I believe.
Ooh.
Yeah?
That's a spicy meatball.
And
Where
this
did
is
my luck go
perfect.
in?
This is perfect for you for this moment, or rather, this whole campaign thus far. As you come up, you've been struck over the head a few times and have lost a good bit of blood already. But you think, through the sheer fact of brute force understanding, that you are understanding the way the troglodytes fight. You know their tactics. Hit hard,
Ceiling.
be sneaky around corners, that kind of thing. Swarm where you can. And you're gonna gain a +2 for your AC against any creature that is a troglodyte type.
Wowie zowie.
He needs
Amazing.
it.
That's a 5th of my AC right there.
I'm aware.
It's so bad.
It's not bad. It's average, okay? It's average for a man of my age and size.
But it's still your turn.
Okay, perfect. Well, there we go. Thank you. Well, then I am going to use my backup plan of Seafood Tsunami and unleash the net of fish down the corridor in a sort of flood, a fish flood, to try and knock this last fella, knock him on the floor, knock him over in the slippy fish. As if slapstick comedies have taught me anything, fish are very slippy and slimy, which obviously very true.
You can take a knife and release the fish, creating an area of difficult terrain down this passageway here as
Perfect.
fish flood around everyone there.
Fish brine.
And somehow the smell has not gotten any better.
What can I
Who
say?
could've thought?
Improvise, adapt, overcome.
Anything else for us?
That's my turn.
All right,
You're
Defera.
welcome.
Yeah, she's going to against this guy, this last guy. she's just going to cast Infestation again.
Okay.
An attempt to hit. So that's Constitution 13 save.
Okay, he is going to get a 10.
That is 2 poison damage. And he has to move.
He would move somewhere, but he is going to die as
okay.
insects and bugs and snakes just cover him completely. If I recall correctly, yours is more snake-based, but just like bites into him, and you watch his kind of curdles and his muscles contract, and he falls to the ground.
In the fish.
Into the fish.
Yes, into the fish. Correct.
Another. Anyway, you are left again in a quiet moment. However, you will note that there was kind of a white noise that you hadn't fully been aware of thus far. Kind of a, you don't know, like a low gurgling of some kind, but it seems to have vanished now that you're properly in here. And after that combat, it's completely gone. The smell only getting worse as you head further into this direction. But ahead of you, the path seems to split slightly, heading further in or curving to the side.
So I'm not going to pick my feet up. I'm just going to kind of just slide my feet because, god damn it, there's a ton of fish in here. Thanks.
You scooting along like a little penguin.
Well, it's more like if you had like almost like a roller skates where you're just like shuffling along. Oh no, not roller skates. Like you're trying to build up static electricity on a carpet and you're just shuffling.
The mighty heroes.
Listen, you did this. I'm not falling my ass into a bunch of fish.
Yeah, I regret nothing.
I'm not surprised. But I'm gonna cure wounds myself again because god damn.
Yeah, is anyone super beat up?
Not anymore.
Okay.
Damn.
So far, so good.
That's fine.
I guess we're in
Is
a
it
follow
fine?
the smell situation.
I was just gonna say, Defera is definitely going to say, Leo, I'm pretty sure Ponos went down again.
But he seems fine, right?
Fine.
His blood's in him.
Barely.
I mean, most of it.
About half of it.
Half of it? Okay.
Bleeding's on the inside, which is where the blood's supposed to be.
God damn it.
Yeah, I think I think I'm gonna like put my hand on his shoulder and heal you up.
It's very familiar.
Oh, dear gods.
Is
There's
5
more-
enough?
Not yet.
There's more tunnels.
Eliana, you can hear the smell of a crackling fire down this way.
I can hear the smell of a crackling fire.
Look, it's a
Ooh.
bad smell.
It's a bad smell. It looks pretty bad. That smell looks bad. And honestly, it feels gross.
Okay.
I'm playing Mad Libs out here, okay?
Uh-huh.
But you do get this. You do get the. You can hear a light whimper.
They stole Sloppy. Shit. We gotta save them.
But there's also plenty.
I swear to
more.
God, if there is an OTU in here, I'm out. I can't be killing Sloppy.
Well, now there is.
Son of a bitch.
No. Okay. You enter here. A natural stair descends into a cavern, lit by a flickering fire of a roasting pit. Above it, the partially burnt body of a centaur is spit over the pit. Across the room is a prison pen fashioned out of a petrified number of bones and timber. It is currently holding a centaur that is being tormented by the this says half dozen, but that's not correct.
I'm pretty sure you can't eat horse meat, but
they are gathering and poking at the prisoner.
oh man, they're in such a nice line. Like I wish I had something to write. All right, there.
But you can make me another perception check really quick.
Rolls have been great. Hey God, are you there? It's me, Eliano. Quick question, what the fuck?
What have I done to deserve this?
Yeah, 14. Not great.
Okay, that's all. This is the scene you see thus far. You do recall you were sent here to find 2 centaurs, or at least news of them.
Yeah. Well, let's consider this news. Just stand back. I'm going to lean in and cast sleep into the room.
Okay. Cast me some sleep.
If I can situate it in such a way as to not catch the prisoner.
What's the range on that?
20-foot ring.
20-foot ring. 5, 10, 15. Well, this isn't gonna be accurate. You're gonna have to go by the squares, but you can probably send it in the back to the front. I'll say yes.
Okay. Sorry, I have to roll 5d8. 20.
Okay. That is going to sleep one of them.
What?
20.
I thought these things were dying a lot faster than that.
Uh-oh.
Welcome to the Bad Rolls Club. Here's your card.
So we'll have him as asleep.
I thought they were dying so much faster than that.
Well, you guys were doing pretty well, but there's honestly a good health on these fellas.
Uh-oh.
But they fall asleep, and one of them looks, and they look to the side, and then up at you. And you know this song and dance very well by this point, as we are going to get right back into it as soon as I give them the rules. And oh, hey, look, we're back at the top of the order.
I'll look at the Fira next to me and go, I really expected that to do more.
Ooh, nice high roll for them. Okay, Defera. You're up and you muted.
Yeah, well, I was trying to measure some things.
You're gonna have to go by square blocks, but definitely a possibility. Though you will notice that you can make a perception check really quick as well.
But no, I don't think I'll perceive today.
You will perceive that centaur looks somehow still alive over the pit.
Shit. Okay. Well, that changes things. I was gonna fucking shatter the entire room. I'm not
Hey,
gonna
you
do that.
still can.
Well, no, I'm not gonna do that.
Yeah,
Right?
shatter's smaller than sleep.
It's 10 feet, and it looks like if I do it even from the most back corner.
He said follow the squares, not the actual size.
Oh,
So like
okay.
each square is 5. So you could do it like right there. Right.
So like here.
yeah.
Okay. I'm gonna
Kill.
do that and try to not hit the friendlies.
Okay.
So they need a Constitution save.
Okay. A mighty 5, 11, 6, and 5.
All of them fail.
Okay. And disregard this other roll.
They all get 18 damage.
All of them take 18. Oh boy.
Oh wait,
Oh.
is that how it goes?
Yes.
Creature takes 3d8 thunder damage.
You
Yeah.
just completely murdered them.
Good.
What's the save on that?
13.
13. Okay, and it's half on different things. Okay, so each of these in turn are going to get splattered across the cell door and the last remaining centaur. I'm just gonna deteriorate these guys, and that's totally all of the math that I'll have to do in this situation and nothing else. Okay.
That went
Anything else you want to
much
do?
better than mine.
I'll just kind of like
Wow.
do one of these like at the. Go ahead. I'll wait out here.
And just like looking at the blood on the shield, just like protecting her from the explosion of viscera. What?
Calliope, it's your turn.
Just... Wow. That's all she was gonna say. Just say wow. Okay. She's gonna move up. As like I gotta zoom in here more. Like I'm nearsighted and need to measure this better. Okay, so we got 5, 10, 15, 20. Oh, I can get into the room. With my movement. So I'm gonna go in there. What's up?
Oh, perfect. Stop right there.
Yep, I knew it.
As a troglodyte brute
Rude.
unpeels itself from the ceiling and comes down to strike at you.
Right.
Actually, very indicative of their hunting habits. I've studied them closely.
A 19,
Yeah,
a
you didn't
25,
share
and a
that.
natural 20.
Great. I'm gonna die now.
So for
I'd take a nap
totals,
right here.
for totals, that is going to be 20 damage.
Oh, I'm still alive somehow.
As this thing drops in and just pushes you to the floor, tearing into your back with its sharp claws and teeth.
Great, cool.
But is there anything else you want to do in your turn?
Do I still like have my action and things?
Oh, yes, you do.
Great. Okay. Casting shatter is just not an option at this point. So tell you what, I'm just gonna go in with my longsword. We'll say one-handed for this. And it's not with disadvantage. So let me do that. All right, so it's a 23 to hit. Unfortunately, that's 3 damage. I still have my bonus action for 2 weapon fighting, so I am going to use my dagger to attack offhand.
Okay.
Does a 12 hit?
Unless you can boost that up just a little bit more, it will not.
Nope.
Okay.
You don't have
Oh, wait,
that
I have
plus
plus
2 for
2.
Mr. Rogers.
Does a 14 hit?
It does.
Yes. I wrote it
And-
down and I immediately forgot about it. Okay, 7 damage.
You get like pushed down to the side and pushed down upon with claws, but then slice across its stomach and then take a big jab right into its rib cage with that knife, and it appears to stagger back off of you towards the rest of the group. Anything else you can do on your turn?
That's it.
Okay, Leo.
Awesome. So I hear the commotion and I dash in there. Oh shoot! Yeah, he's right in the way.
Mhm.
Yeah. I am going to attack. 13.
13
does not
will
hit.
exactly hit.
Oh, sweet. Then I'm gonna do slashing for 7, and then I think I'm going to hit. Cast the searing smite.
Okay, yeah, go for it.
Yeah, sorry, I was just trying to read the thingy. And does 4 fire damage, I guess. Oh,
All right.
Constitution save.
Is there a Constitution save on smites?
Certain ones there are. This
Okay.
isn't just like usual patterns. This is serious.
Okay, so this can be, it's an 11 from him anyway. So he's gonna take that 4 fire damage, and you're gonna chop right in hard with your Zephos and cleave a nice hot burning line straight through this guy as he fails. and dies.
So, oh, sweet.
And you are once again left with the deafening quiet of. Oh, wait, this one. We're doing this one. Okay.
Sweet.
Now the room appears to be well and truly empty. But there's still a centaur above a pit who might need immediate medical attention.
Okay. I think, I head over and try to see if I can get him down. Like, is it like a pulley?
It's spitted. That means they put spears into its ribs, and into his hindquarters.
That's worse.
Can one of you put out the fire, maybe? I don't have anything that can immediately do that, but if not, I can just kick dirt over it. I'm definitely not strong enough to help with that yet.
Yeah, do you want to help me maybe try to lift him out of the fire?
Yeah. She'll cast aside her spear and shield to get him off.
Yeah, and then we both pick him up and try to get him off the pit.
Yeah, you put the body, and you watch as his breathing is incredibly light and fast. Wounds and small cut marks covering his entire body. His hair appears completely charred, and he kind of just, up at both of you.
So
Okay.
There are essentially like metal bars in him.
There are spears in him.
Spears. Okay. Leo, you're gonna need to do something, and neither one of us is gonna really like it.
Yeah.
I need you to remove these spears while I seal the wound.
Okay.
But first, let me. She's gonna do a cure wounds first, just to get him to a point where this is going to be okay, and he's not going to immediately fucking crash on me.
You give him healing, and it appears to give like a momentary, single, easy breath.
All right.
All right.
But then you watch as his eyes just
No, we lost him.
bad table.
What?
Oh,
That's bullshit.
No!
No, there's a good table. Bring him back.
Is there a good table?
There is a good table.
No, isn't that what we used for opponents'
Oh wait, shit. Yeah, that's a bunch of
Yeah.
healing. Never mind. I was wrong. Don't listen to me.
No one knows his name, so they can't heal him.
Fuck.
Oh no.
You hear like,
God
Is
damn
he-
it.
is he gone?
Unfortunately, I thought we'd be quicker.
You did what you could.
I think my
Yeah,
magic at least helped stop the suffering.
Rock was strong, but not strong enough. I'll keep him. Get him out of here. He pushes himself up on his forelegs. Thank you for saving us. Me.
How's he looking?
Bad. Like
Besides emaciated, I assume.
like he hasn't eaten. He's not like emaciated, but like he clearly hasn't been fed. He's been kept awake, and he appears to have similar, light gashes and scratches and cuts and bind marks on his body.
I'm running low on resources. I'm gonna give him a potion of healing.
Oh, if you want, I can lay on hands on. I still have some. Yeah, I
If
think
you
I think I come over and I put my hand on his waist, or like just like it's like, if I may, and then put my hand on him and give him 5 points of healing
Okay.
with lay on hands.
He appears, you see some of the wounds begin to bind and immediate bleeding stops, but he still appears, just generally hurt, exhausted.
Yeah.
Thank you. My name is Kaluk. I am one of Ukar's kin. Did he send you?
Yes, he did.
Crazy old man. I don't know if I have the strength to break these bars, but I would like to leave this place.
Ooh.
We can probably
And-
break them.
Yeah.
They had to get him out somehow. I'll fish around for a key.
On the brute's body, you can find a attached to his waist belt cloth thing. And the gate opens easily enough. There's just not some complex structure of engineering, but the concept of a cave for these creatures does seem slightly surprising.
This is
Especially-
rather discouraging.
I don't know how else to thank you.
And he'll begin making his way out.
I can see to Rock's body. Is the way clear?
As long as you go straight back, yes. We didn't continue underneath the bridge, so.
I wouldn't go further in there. Because the king keeps his pet cockatrices there, though I think something went wrong.
Oh,
Appreciate knowing that. Sounds like a good thing to avoid.
I suppose so.
And he goes and does his best to pick up his friend's body and kind of seems to do so with some effort. And
I'll be on my way.
I'm sorry to bother you. Is there perhaps anything else to maybe look out for?
Besides the stench, the king is unlike any troglodyte I've ever seen. Smarter. Keeps asking questions at night before he let them try and eat us. I don't know what caused him to be like this, but you'll know him. He's the one wearing a crown.
You said they were asking you questions.
Yes,
Like what?
how is what was it? Some bird akin to some desk, I don't know. It was endless. He seemed to enjoy riddles. I know he had one, something about a golden cage. I think it was some attempted humor.
We'll keep an eye open for him.
Keep an ear out. You'll probably hear him before you see him. I'll be on my way. I don't want to be around when those things show back up.
Take care.
You as well. My clan will know of your aid.
and he'll begin limping his way out. And you're left alone in this small little outlet of a cave.
My guess is they're going to keep dropping on us from ceilings.
Mm-hmm.
If those with spears wouldn't mind walking with them pointed up, maybe that'll help.
And then could I maybe light a torch to make sure I can see? Because it is getting dark.
Yes, that's true. The further in you go, the darker it gets. But yes, you could definitely light a torch.
And so if they drop on me, I'll barbecue them.
Good plan. Are we all good to keep going?
think so.
Okay.
Let's do
Yeah,
just that.
Oh, she
A
baked.
giant
Ah!
hero.
Hey, just so you know, I'll be here at the crossroads if you need anything.
What? When did you
I'm-
get in here?
I've been following you. You might have noticed.
No,
Oh, then I'm doing
it's
my
been a
job
little
right.
quiet.
I'm just up here at the crossroads. Okay.
Yeah, stay safe.
I will. I don't want anything to do with it. It smells terrible. Worse than usual.
You're gonna miss an awful lot of the story back there.
We'll have Ponos relay everything. And then I think Leo heads up to the front.
I have my
Again.
sources. Okay.
Maybe it's for the best, but you don't see the whole thing.
At that point, like Calliope's just kind of smoothing down her feathers. Like, so that's what they mean by the fight or flight response.
Damn it. Just hit very well. Okay. You can make your way forward. And you enter what appears to be a den of sorts. Straw mats and other assorted goodies lie along the rooms to your east and west.
Now, when you say goodies,
I mean skeletons, bits of meat, a lot of fish, bones of humans, centaurs, and some other creatures.
Goodies.
Goodies.
Good eats.
Well, it depends who you ask.
I think,
No
yeah, then
hub, just grub.
yeah, and we head even just straight, I guess.
Okay. Continue to push on. You
Yep.
find more of another warren. And it appears to branch off again.
In
This
3
is-
different directions.
Yeah.
Yes. Well, a bunch.
Bunch.
I don't think this is where the king would be. It just
Oh, no?
seems like the little hovels that they sleep and eat in.
Are you saying that aloud?
Yeah.
Nay, it's not where the king stays. Further inside the cave thou must travel. Traverse
What the
even.
fuck?
What is this voice?
What was that?
Who
Think
was
that-
that?
Might be the king.
Comb, actually.
Coombe?
Okay, you need to like enunciate your words. I don't understand
I
what you're
need
saying.
not enunciate a thing. You must press on. Let
Aye.
my number deal with
I'm
you.
horribly confused.
Ponos, as you enter, 2 troglodytes will
Oh god,
appear and point weapons at you.
no!
Oh no, why are you
He's
like
gonna
this?
put his hands up and go. That work?
No.
You
Oh,
just insulted their family bloodline.
That's what I wanted to do. I thought they were into that.
However, where would you like to continue? The voice is coming from this direction, the cave.
Which
Oh, no.
direction?
South.
Oh, okay. I didn't see a
South.
ping.
Are you gonna move? No? All I'm gonna
Oh,
stand
sorry.
here?
I thought you were still pinging. Do we hear the grrrl?
From Ponos, yes.
Awesome. I think shoot. Everyone in the way. Yeah, I think Leo runs back.
Okay. We'll do this then. Let's start with you, Leo, and you can make the first move from there.
Okay, sweet. And then 10, 15, 20. All right. And then I am going to attack. 21 to hit.
Okay. That is going to definitely hit for 6
damage. Yep.
All right. You stab into this thing as it and pulls its claw hand back from Ponus's throat. Rather, its spear.
And that is my turn.
Okay, Thanos.
I'm not certain these things know how floors work. And I am going to step right here and send out magic missiles.
Okay.
So that is 4 of them coming. I will send 3. 6 damage. I'll send 3 at Crumb. I'll just do 2 and 2. That's fine.
Sure. I'll let you know if your first one knocks him out, so you can send the third one.
All right, that's 4 damage to the not brute.
Okay. Still standing. But very close to down.
5 damage to the not brute.
Okay, he is going to be blasted back with feathered magic.
And then the other 2 feathers are going to go to the other one, which is a 4 and a 2.
Okay, and that buffets him as he pulls back and calls out in pain. Is there anything else in your turn?
Ponos, could you just be a little more careful? And then ethereal image of 2 wings is going to wrap around Ponos as I cast a Shield of Faith on Ponos. So +2 AC, Ponos.
Very familiar.
Eliana.
Let's see. It's going to be like 10 feet to get there. It's far away. Not a fan. It can make a wisdom save as I cast Toll of the Dead and smack my shield.
Okay. 12.
That's a failure.
Perfect.
You take 6 necrotic.
All right. The sound reverberates, and you watch as the magic wounds that sustain the missiles worsen around the edges as the bloody fringes of the flesh decay a bit. Anything else in your turn?
No.
Ponos.
So this guy that's got a big sharp pointy to my throat.
Yeah, it's really kind of just like a sharp rock on a stick.
Just gonna put my finger on the tip of it and attempt to just push it to the side.
Okay. It's gonna put a resistance to that.
I'm gonna carry on and like try and really casually be like, barble, garble, barble, the barbly garble, the boop, doop, doop, boop, boop, and try and move it again.
Make me a persuasion check.
15.
Yeah, no, he will no longer designate you as a target.
Push it to the side and kind of just be walking down the spear length towards him and barba garble barble darba dopa doop. Barba larb.
What? Are you... What?
I'm getting there. Like, as I get to him, like, give him a little elbow in the ribs. Be like,
And he looks very confused and distracted at all of this. Which, Defera, you can attack with advantage.
That's my use of the help action.
Yeah, she's just going to step close enough and just kind of like shake her head. And she'll just send a crossbow bolt.
All right, make an attack. 18 will definitely hit.
With advantage.
Advantage.
Oh yeah, I guess I could try for.
Ooh.
Oh, you got close.
22 will
22.
extra hit. For 9, that thing collides deep and finds a home deep in its ribcage. As this like breaks a bit out of the trance of confusion that you placed him under, and instead gets ready to turn spears towards both of you, taking a step back. Calliope, if there's nothing else on your turn. All good, Defer?
Mhm.
Okay, Calliope.
Okay. Yeah, no. Hex and Calliope's brain, I think, broke from that. So, just kind of, I guess, follow Leo's lead and just kind of run up. And, 5, 10, 15, yeah, I can get up there. That's fine. And just go slashy slash.
1 or 2 hands.
We'll go 2 hands. Thank you for reminding me.
Sure thing. 14 will hit.
14 will hit.
All right,
Which
and
actually did less damage than 1 hand.
And with that, how does this work out as you run in and slash at him? Because he's down.
Okay. Yeah, she just kind of walks up as casually as opponents kind of walked away. Just kind of looked at him, looks at the brute, looks back, just like stab. Like it's very casual.
And yeah, you bury up to the hilt with your sword, pull free, and it collapses with you. And again, after the brief sound of combat, you hear again coming through the cavern. There is no need for striking on swords in this place. Please, be reasonable. Speak to me. Do not busy yourselves with refuse pits in hovels.
What the hell is that?
Lest
Nice.
I dispatch my guards to dispose of these sweetlings.
Do you think
Oh,
it's
he
the
must be
king?
eating the sweetlings. That's why. Okay, that's why we can't understand. Okay, don't worry. We'll be down there, whoever you might be. We just, you don't have to talk while you're eating, though.
Don't worry, folks. I think I've got a hang on the local lingo. My study of their habits. Yeah, I think I can speak this language pretty well. If you want me to lead the negotiations.
No, please, no. Just no.
Are you
Why?
gonna?
Oh my. I'll turn the corner and look south, see if I can see who keeps talking to us.
In this area, you find not but the cold air, but you also do get the strong smell of stench from this room. Over here.
Hmm.
Look, I'm not going in there first.
Do I see anything fancy with this room?
That appears to be another warren den.
Well,
So
I
betting
don't
that-
feel like getting ambushed for the 5th time today.
This is fair.
Yeah, and I think I kind of squeeze past everyone's like, guys, let me go first.
Excuse me, farm, excuse me.
And yeah, I think I peek in.
Okay, make me a con save.
Oh, sweaty.
No, it's stinky actually.
Sweat and
Ooh,
smell.
5.
Oh, it's the
No.
poo room.
A darkened pit gapes in the center of this chamber. The sides of the pit are coated with wretched streaks of black and brown. You choke on the
Oh,
stench, which
no.
burns your eyes and mouth.
It's the room.
You are
Oh,
I
pit
think-
pit.
I think it's like a punch to the face. It's like, ooh. And like I kind of like
Hooligan kid.
Who draws the poop pit room? Oh my god, no, run past. Hold your breath and go.
am I
In this,
poisoned?
yes, you are super
Okay.
poisoned.
He's super poisoned.
Super, not just regular poison, just super poison.
God.
I think I'll go this way.
Yep, yep.
Uh,
That's a really good call.
Defera, because you're Defera and Pono, sorry, Threnos, and also I guess Leo, because you took a look in there. You can make me perception checks really quick.
Well, I am known for my perceptivity.
Wow.
Ooh, look at those rolls.
Yeah, you are.
So each of you notices that within this disgusting pit of muck, there appear to be shiny things. You don't know what, but there appears to be glints of metal.
It's not worth it. Don't do it.
No.
Leo, you already look a little green around the gills. Why don't you just fish some of those out?
Mhm.
I'll
It's
mention
just
it in
disease.
passing to Ponos.
Hmm?
Looks like there's treasure in there.
I know who you think I am. I'm not the Poo Lagoon kid. I'm not going in there. That's like that's grim.
It's
Uh,
because you're
Make
too
shiny
afraid
things
to
wherever
do
I
it.
want.
Well, that's fine. I'm just letting you know. You see
Theranos is going to
trinkets everywhere we go.
start casting a spell and cast Mage Hand. And try and retrieve some of the shiny things from a distance.
They are a bit heavier than Mage Hand will allow.
5 pounds?
What?
10 pounds.
Well, 10
Is it
pounds?
10? I thought it was
Mage Hand
5.
can do
Is it
10 pounds.
Did they be actually shitting bricks? What the hell?
Oh, to get some
God,
of
what
the
is this
refuse
poo room
off.
filled with buckles?
Sure. But you're able to loosen some things out of there, but pulling them completely 10 pounds? Let me Google something real fast.
How heavy is this item?
What is the weight of poo?
Oh, okay. So you're able to kind of grab one of them and eventually kind of nudge out a bit of a sword.
A sword. I pull a sword from the poo.
A short sword, yes.
It's
You might be considered the king of some places.
It's Excalibur. I don't know a good one. I'm sorry. It's just...
But it shines with a particularly strange light, a strange way in the light, like it's made of an rare metal. But there's still other shinies in there. Is anyone going in? I have to ask.
Look,
Nope.
there's
Do you
very
really
nice
want what's in
swords
there?
Okay, do you say that?
Yes.
Like, okay.
I have there is a sword that's like leaving a trail of poo on the ground as my mage hand drags it across the floor of this cavern.
Both of you guys assume it's just.
Is it like a magic sword that does that all the time, or is it just this one instance?
I don't know. I think it just ate some really bad tacos.
What is a
And-
taco?
It's like a gyro.
Oh, okay.
I think Leo goes
Make me an
holding up his
investigation
shield.
check with. Oh, the shield is not going to help you.
You
But,
can slide through it like it's a sled, though.
or,
No!
or a shovel. But either way, I'm going to need you to make me
Is-
an investigation check to identify all the shinies within this room.
Is there enough liquid in this poo that I can use shape water to assist?
Oh my god.
Dehydrated.
I'll give you a +2 to hopefully move past this as quick as possible.
From
before
30
we
feet
get-
away, I am shifting poo.
Okay.
14.
Fifth element of bending.
With the
This is so
+2,
cursed.
Oh, 16.
you're able to find over the course of 5 minutes poking around.
Oh.
You're able to find a mithril breastplate,
Ooh.
mithril ringmail,
Ooh.
an adamantine short sword, and an
Oh, shit.
adamantine spear.
Oh, double shit.
But you
It's all
smell
covered in shit.
so bad that you are going to immediately fail at any stealth-related activities based off of scent until you have a bath.
Wait, I have a thing for this. Now.
You come out of there with your treasure, but no dignity.
Leo.
Yeah.
The 5 are about to. Moment.
After a while, you get used to it.
Nope, nope. No one should ever get used to this. And just a snap of the finger. And does it have some? Yep, it does have. Damn. Try and just hold back the gag reflex again. Create water and just enjoy your 30-gallon or 10-gallon bath.
I will use shape water to try and get it in every gooey crack and crevice.
Oh, it's cold water because hot water is just gonna make that smell.
Between the two of us, we hose you down.
With our powers
outside
combined.
before you're allowed back
Your
into
powers
the house.
combined, you just power wash Leo down, and the filth runneth free from his body downward through this cave out towards the entrance. Here, what the hell is that? Oh gosh! From the passageway.
Oh my god, it's like from the Anchorman. Like, oh god, it's like worse than that time the raccoon got stuck in.
Is this what you wanted, Turk?
No. But also
You put
fine.
treasure in a pool of poo. Someone had to go in.
Leo,
You know the bit where you want me to recount the epic tale at the end? Do you know what bit I'm going to remember?
Yeah.
that you
Well.
were too cowardice.
Well, I'll have to see how Calliope handles this one as well in the poetry off.
I didn't
It
have.
rests on a rope.
Mechanically,
That's cool.
I don't have to do this.
You probably shouldn't. Anyway,
Good.
what direction are you heading? Because this seems to just be a cold breeze.
Is this not where Old Man Jenkins is?
No.
Son of a bastard.
But you again hear kind of here.
Here, where?
The voice is coming this direction. I don't know if I've
Thought it was
been
that.
wrong.
I thought it was. Damn.
Why do you have a poo room?
Where else are they supposed to go?
I mean, there's a river right there.
There is a waterfall with
That
an
is a
edge.
it's a
You go off the
source,
side
too.
and you never see it again.
Exactly.
Until you go fishing
Well,
again, and then you
it-
catch a log.
It was their treasure room, so it makes kind of sense.
That's the lock in their vault.
Well, anyway, you don't know the old saying that you don't defecate where you eat?
I don't
Is this
think it
going
matters
somewhere?
with them.
It's the fact that they're not going to go in the river where they're getting all the
As
food
you
from.
move forward, this chamber has rough-hewn stone steps that rise up to a platform at the far end. On the platform sits a huge troglodyte sitting on a crude throne. The creature wears a golden circlet and is flanked by several others of his kind. He smiles wickedly and seems to spit out a mouthful of fish. How dost thou, sweetlings? And I think there would be a great time for us to take a quick break.
Gasp.
So we're going to take a quick break and not go anywhere near the poo room again.
I got enough time to shower during break.
Who knows? Quick 5-minute shower for everyone, but of course the memories will never be wiped away as easily. I have no words at this moment, so I'm gonna go try and find
You
some.
made this happen.
I certainly did,
Fault.
and I regret it. Anyway, We'll be right back. So keep it locked right here. And thank you so much for joining us thus far. HP, please take us into intermission. Welcome back, everybody, to Oathsworn Odyssey, the Dragonlords campaign here at TPK Roleplay. Our heroes last left off upon entering the chambers of the Troglodyte King.
Please, do not tarry at the door, but enter swiftly. There has been enough bloodshed for one day.
I think Leo slowly walks in, looking up to make sure there's no more Spider-Man.
Nay, nay, be not deceived. Enter, sweetlings. Enter and speak freely to me, the places of your birth, and thy names, I would have them.
No.
You can understand, Thranos will slowly walk in, how disconcerting this is for us, right?
Ah, yes, I imagine quite disconcerting to enter into someone's abode and be attacked at every step.
Yes, that part.
Then perchance thou shalt see this as extending of an olive branch, so that we might have discourse. Oh, you have snack.
None for me, thanks.
Then twice shall I be merry over. But enough gulping and gapping. Please, explain why you have come to my domain. I would have news.
We're here to reclaim the Mithral Mines.
A most distressing objective to mine own. As you can see, we have built a place for ourselves here. And I am not one to entertain other tenants.
Yes, you have a well-stocked poo hole. It would be a shame to have to move it.
Your barbs mean little to me, for they share the eccentricities that I might receive from those of my court.
And the other one's.
The irony is lost.
So you have, or at least your court, has captured centaurs, stabbed them to roast them, and laid up in these mines. And you don't want us to move you.
Prithee, I tread softly, that my anger not be unleashed upon thee. Doth my people not have to feast? Do my young not need be fed, so they may grow strong? Surely even thou would do the same as I in such difficult circumstances.
I eat fish.
As do I.
Why
Yep.
put yourself up here in the mines of Mithral?
It is a place of security, a bastion of sorts, secret from the fleshier and more tender meats. It suits our climate well, as do the inhabitants.
So there are other inhabitants besides you and your court?
Ah, yes, the dogs of death do dwell in the lower regions, though their mother slain in the next room yonder.
Well, here's the thing. We kind of need the Mithral Mines Forge to be working as a whole thing. And if you're going to prevent that, it's going to be an issue.
Perchance I might entreat you to a deal.
And what deal would that be?
The Golden Band taught me language, and my profit on it is I know how to curse. The gods torment me with this. Oh, such unworthy company these foul things find me. But perchance you would offer better company in a game of riddles.
We could play?
If thou win, I might offer thee a secret thou must know to proceed further.
And if thou shalt win?
Then we'll devour you. Whole, if possible.
And if we run, I suppose you'll chase.
As one must.
Right.
There's no convincing you to just take the gold band off and be freed of what it gave you.
Nay, I find language suits me well. Like a weapon on a soldier, or wings on a siren.
Riddles it is, I suppose.
Ah, thou makest me merry. I am full of pleasures. Let us play thy games. What becometh harder to catch, the faster that thou runnest? Take our time. I will do this.
It's your breath.
Very well then. I shall ask a second riddle.
High five.
What doth thou breaketh every time thou speakest?
Silence.
Ow. Had that one before. It doesn't count.
Wind.
Also, an acceptable answer.
What runs but never walks, has mouths but never talks, has heads but never weeps, has beds but never sleeps.
A river.
Smacks the way.
Yo, Jesus! Jesus!
Cheese? Is he asking for cheese?
You cheat! Cheats!
Cheese.
Sneak thieves!
Could you
All of
explain
you.
how we're cheating?
No cheeses for us Mises.
Heard these ones before. Knew them too well. Bribed the gods. Broke them. The centaurs told you tricksy things. No matter.
Maybe
I
you
must
just don't
ensure
have to
that this truth does not escape. The prize is yours. The word you need is dragon. Simply speak it, and you will not die on the descent. The elevator shall be thy salvation, if thou can reach it.
Dragon is the word.
Ah, you comprehend. Good. Now let's see how you do. Your brains are smashed to pieces.
Do we not get to ask a riddle of ourselves?
Nope, he's just going to attack you.
Oh, so you're breaking your word.
He is past.
How unbecoming of a supposed king.
I was going to ask him what he could hold in his right hand, but never his left.
Oop. His left hand.
Don't answer for him.
His left elbow? His shoulder?
Okay, they are going to go collectively on 5. So, He shouts out, "Lo! Lo again! Bite them to death!" And is going to be Calliope on the draw on this round.
Ooh. Okay. Cool. Yeah.
Kill
I'm
them
gonna
till
go
they
ahead.
die from it.
Oh, yeah. Should be easy enough to do. I will just ping right about here and just cast Shatter just right there. I need some con save.
Okay. All right. They aren't going to enjoy this, but it might be over quickly. 7, 14, and the king gets a 19, and the blushing troglodyte bride has a 17.
Wait, what?
Oh,
The
Wait,
one in the
what?
back appears to have been given a very shoddy-looking white gown to wear. It appears made mostly of fishnets, and it looks very uncomfortable.
Oh my god. A fishnet wedding dress.
yeah.
Anyway, you were casting Shatter.
Yeah. So all but one of them is taking half damage. It's
Okay,
unfortunate. It's fine, I guess.
that still could be. Oh
Ooh,
boy,
hello.
it's still
Five
10.
forever.
10 damage. Which, as this is, the bride is knocked against the wall. This one blown to the side here. This one here. The king grips the throne and smacks his scepter into the ground. You think thou tricks can stop me? 9. Leo.
No, but I think my spells can.
With craft and heresy shall not be thy bastion. Leo, you're up.
Okay. I am going to go for this guy on the left, and I'm going to smash into him and attack.
10 will
Oof.
not hit. As
Awesome.
he recovers and manages to swipe your sword of your blade along his nails into the wall. Anything else on your turn?
Looks no, that should be it.
Okay. Threnos.
Tell me, King, what makes more as you take them?
What makes them as you take them?
Don't think too hard. And I will cast Scorching Ray. 3 blasts into his chest.
Okay, make me some attack. And
22.
yeah, that'll hit.
15.
15 will hit.
And an 8
And an
miss.
8 will not.
Okay, so that is 2 that hit. So that will be a terrible roll and a slightly better roll. 10 damage over 2 attacks.
Okay. 10 damage, he'll get blasted and is forced to sit back in his throne. Ah! Thine footsteps! Ah!
And then as a... that will be it. That's all I'll do. I'm done.
Okay. Eliana.
Oh, goody. We can get right up there and try to perform regicide.
Yes, you
As
can.
I'm going to stab him. I got an 11, thanks to TJ.
The 11 will not hit.
And
You
then
move forward, and he'll just grab your spear with the immense amount of strength you attempt to strike, but you manage to pull it back.
oh well, you might have to look behind you as I cast spiritual weapon as a bonus action. It looks like the a similar looking hammer that one of our teammates has.
Okay.
Does
Uh,
a 16 hit?
16 will hit.
Get bonked for 11.
Oh, boy. Okay, yeah, that smacks him on the head, and he reaches up and puts the headband back into place with his 2 hands. He rises back up, scepter in one hand, ready to strike you. And strike you He will. And he is going to hit at you.
No.
Believe it or not, he's gonna attack. And this is going to be a 16, a 21, and an 18 to hit.
No, yes, and yes.
Okay. So he attempts to bite down towards you, and you hold him off, but then he sweeps at your leg, striking at you with one of the claws, drawing your attention for 6 damage, and then he takes what you're registering now is not really a scepter, but just an ingot of metal, and smacks you over the side on the shoulder for 8 bludgeoning. So 6 slashing, 8 bludgeoning for a total of 14 damage.
Butthole.
And this one is going to attempt to close in and do as his king does. That's going to be a 9, a 14, and an 11.
I'm sorry, what? I was
9,
super...
14, 11.
All of those miss.
All right, yeah. As you kind of stumble back from the blow, you just kind of turtle up and hear some clangs against your shield. But this one is going to attempt to attack you, Leo. A 13, a natural 20, and a 24.
The both 20s hit.
Okay, so that is going to be 10 slashing damage as he strikes your shield out of the way, and then jabs you straight into the shoulder, opposite the heart, for piercing you deeply with its claws, and then bites in as well to accentuate the point, pulling back and dragging the bloody nails across its face. The bride is going to attempt to strike at you as well, Eliana. Leaping at your way for a 12, a 14, and a 16.
All of those miss.
Okay, you just hear more clanking as everyone else can see Eliana is basically on her knees with her shield above her head, just getting smacked and bashed against by the troglodytes. Ponos.
This is gonna sort of stride through, it's like try and squeeze through the. Oh, sorry, I just need to. Yeah, if I could just. Oh, yeah, there we go. Thank you. Wander round into the sort of middle of the chamber, and then I use my minor illusion to replicate the crown that the lad's got on my head, and just go nice and loudly. Wow, what an amazing crown I have! Thank you so much for losing it to me in your game of riddles. And that would be as part of my Clever as the Gods, to devise a clever or cunning plan to trick an enemy and give everyone in the team advantage against him for 1 round.
Okay, make a deception roll.
Ooh. It's a 9.
Oh, come on.
One of the brutes, actually the two brutes here look very confused and seem to be caught in between, staring, unclear where their allegiances lie in this moment. But the queen and king of the troglodytes appear unfazed. Thou is full of falsehoods. They protrude from thine own body.
I don't have any falsehoods. They're all real. 1 hood, and it's a bear's head. And I will throw a spear at him.
Okay.
For not liking my bear pelt.
Throw a spear at him.
It's a 2. Does that hit?
No, unfortunately.
Oh.
It's like that scene from 300 where Leonidas sheds all the things, extraneous weight off him and throws it, and it goes slow-mo and spiriting. Looks like it's going to head right for him, except that's only in your vision. It kind of just goes straight over the chair. Is there anything else in your turn, or is it Tefera? All right, Tefera, you have an advantage against the 2 troglodyte brute guards. But beyond that, the room is as it is.
Yeah, so quick question. The +2 to Ponos' AC, is that still in effect?
From the yes, that is going to be session. Well, as long as he's fighting troglodytes in this cave.
Okay, so I've been waiting until Ponos is near me to attempt to cast mage armor on him. Can we add his +2 to that, or no?
The +2 is a magical effect, so yes, you can.
Okay. So can I kind of retcon Ponos trying to squeeze through me and Calliope and just kind of, without thinking, on the hind quarters like a horse? Kind of smack and then go, mage armor, just in case. And then that's all I'll
As
do.
he's throwing it, you hit him. Whoa.
Yeah, that's essentially how I imagine that going.
Yep. Spectral armor of a soldier, of one of the colonial soldiers, forms over his body in the purplish hue of magics. Anything else on your turn?
No, but that will give him a 13 AC base with your dex and then the +2, whatever that ends up being. So
Okay, so +2 from your understanding of troglodytes, and then I think you had another +2 from Shield of Faith. Or did that go?
Shield of Faith, and a shield, and mage armor, minus my dex, from a base of 13. Okay, I need to do some maths, hang on.
While you do that, Calliope, you're up.
Okay. I'm gonna, you know what? I'm just gonna walk on up here. So 5, 10, 15, 20. Yeah, 25. I'm just gonna get right up in here with this guy. And we're just gonna slashy slash again.
Okay,
Two-handed.
with advantage.
Ooh, what advantage? Okay, let me roll again.
So a 19 will
19
hit.
will hit. Alright. And yeah, again, the one-handed is just the more damage. So sad. So it's 4.
All right, you take a nice quick sweep into his side as he's confused. Though quickly he learns the person hitting him is probably his enemy. Anything else on your turn?
Okay, that's all I'm gonna do.
Okay, Leo, you're up.
Awesome. I'm gonna try taking this guy out.
All right, swing for the hills. He's looking bad.
Another 10.
If you could roll better, though, it might help. Because again, you swing and he seems to read your movements and jump and sidestep out of the way, jump just slightly back before closing the distance again.
Yeah, that's my turn.
Thranos.
Thurnos, with kind of a half smile on his face, is going to circle to this other side of the wall. Say, tell me, good king, what room never has doors or windows? And I will send an entire barrage of magic missile at him, which is all 4.
A mushroom.
5 damage, 2 damage, 4 damage, and 2 damage.
Okay, total of 13.
5, 9, 10, 11, 12. Correct.
How does this happen? Because he shouts out, mushrooms!
As soon as he thinks about it for a second, like scratches his head, and then he like gives the "I've got it" face. And as he does, one takes off the claw in his hand, and the other 3 hit him right in the jaw. Dislocates it. It goes flying. He falls to his knees, falls forward. The gold crown comes off and rolls down the steps and stops at Eliana's feet.
You just committed regicide. Anything else on your turn?
The rest of you could run or die. I don't care. That's it.
Okay, Eliana.
My overly largely made super hammer
Yep.
is just going to fly on over here to bonk the bride
Okay.
as my bonus action.
Yep.
Is it still have advantage, or
I'll give you advantage because they're particularly intrigued on cracking your shell. The bride wasn't distracted, but I'll give it that they're because they did. Neither of these guys got any hits on you. They're really into scraping you right now, or at least the bride is.
Cool.
Or the queen.
An 18.
18 will hit.
For 5 force.
You bonk and you just feel a weight hit your shield and then slide off as you've now committed. Is it also regicide with the queen?
No, if I'm not mistaken, I think regicide is whoever's in charge when it comes to monarchy, but I don't know for sure. Z's. Pretty sure it's just a king.
Yeah, it's Regina's side.
Regina George?
Regina's side.
Anyway.
Yeah, well, akin to that, you did hit her with the equivalent of a bus. So.
With that momentum, just that weight off of me, I'll just try to stab this brute in the leg.
Okay. Make me an attack. 16 will do you.
For 9.
All right. That will hit, and it jumps back. It's favoring now its stronger leg. It seems to be in a bad spot. And with that, if there's nothing else, it's their turn. This one is intent on trying to finish its duel with you, Leo. These guys seem just hungry. A 19, a 12, and a 15.
19 hits.
Okay. That's going to be 2 piercing damage. Oh, boy. No, sorry. That was just the roll. It's going to be 6 piercing damage as its 2 claws, again, grab onto, separate your sword and shield and just bite into your shoulder. Again, scoring a big hit. And this one is going to swing. I'm going to combine its 2 claw attacks into a wide swipe. So it's going to try and get both of you as it backs itself up. But I don't think I don't think a 10 hits either of you. Okay, it just kind of throws itself heavily into a single strike and kind of as it tries backing up. So you can take opportunity attacks.
Oh, goody.
Absolutely.
Oh, come on, Clive.
I'm gonna try. God damn it.
Right?
The sword, you both kind of swing ineffectively toward each other, both sides gaining no ground this round. But you do hear rustlings. Ifera, you are being attacked.
No.
Okay, I'll turn around. And attack
A
it.
9, 16, and a 10 to hit you.
The 16 will hit.
Okay. For 6 slashing.
Son of a bitch.
But that is their turn and is Ponos.
Can I take a reaction on that?
Yes, you can. Please.
Can I hellish rebuke that?
Hellish Rebuke? Yes, please do.
Could you please make me a dex saving throw?
Well, I could certainly try. 4.
Okay, you take 11 damage.
Disastrous, darling. As this one swipes at you and energy streaks from your wound and I imagine it looks like lightning snakes coming off of you in line. As it claws across your chest, it but it is Ponos' turn. The king is dead. Long live the illusory king.
Hey, as long as there is a king, that's what we need to worry about. We've learnt this over the years. And he'll look back at the one that's just making a fuss in the doorway and just casually watching all this go on, walk up and go, hey, and just try and stab him. That's a 6.
You go and attempt to stab and thrust forward, and it steps back, clearing its side. But it does do the effect of leaving you room to step in between it and Defera if you want.
Bonk. No, and I'll stab with my other sword, which is an 18.
Oh, an 18 will hit
For 1 piercing damage and 7 sneak attack, because I'm an ally within 5 feet.
I'll allow that. Yeah, you swipe and then thrust forward again, catching it unawares with your second sword and getting a good, clean hit right into its guts. Which brings us, if there's nothing else, to Defera's turn.
She will be surprised at that and step just a smidge around. And Eldritch Blast him.
Blast, alright, yeah, that will do you.
With 2 damage.
Oof. You leave a sizable bruise and some cuts where your magic collides, but it's still standing, if definitely not looking as peachy as it once did. Anything else on your turn?
No.
Holding. All right, Calliope.
All right, I'm just gonna, walk up a little bit. Like, hey, you're not going anywhere. And just slashy. This time, one-handed. Is a 12 hit? No? Okay, we're gonna try again with the dagger as my bonus action.
Okay.
Nope. All of the good rolls are gone.
Anything else?
No.
Sorry, good roll machine broken. Leo.
All right.
These guys are all like 1 hit away from death too.
Oh, so they look pretty beat up.
They look very beat up. The guy you've been fighting has looked beat up since that shatter hit him.
Okay. But I haven't hit any. All right,
You-
I'm gonna try to hit him again, and this time it should
Be a 10 again.
another 10.
Another 10. 3 rounds of rolling 10.
Oh my god.
Can you do me a favor and
That's
just roll again?
amazing.
Just I'll give you advantage on this one. Just to see if you
If
can.
you roll a 10 again.
If you roll a 10 again, it's broken. Okay.
Okay.
Roll
That would be
damage.
cool.
Yeah, roll damage. Do it.
Okay.
It's 3 10s.
7.
Everyone knows. That means, yeah. You stab this guy in the chest.
Yeah.
Finally. And it seems to
Fine.
extend just a bit beyond your reach. And catch him just enough to get purchase, and you can find yourself an extra step to shove it home and pull out, and he falls dead.
Sweet. And then that's my turn. I think I'm just gonna stand there.
Threnos. Yeah, well, you did just do a lot.
Threnos is going to see everyone else stabbing and kicking and biting at these things and go, okay, well, I guess I can see if this thing works. And I will take the Warhammer off my shoulder. I will cast Thunderous Smite on it as I walk up there with my bonus action. And then with a wing and a prayer, I will swing.
All
Do I
right.
do I get advantage for flanking?
Yes,
or do we
you
not?
do. You get a
Good.
+2. Oh, I fucking advantage.
Neither
Amen.
of those was good.
Oh my god.
Can I add
Sorry.
them together for a total of 8 on my attack?
You can, because it still won't hit.
It's a terrible
Anything
idea.
else on your turn as you come down and collide short with the ground?
I express regret.
That's a free action. Eliana.
Go. The hammer that looks so awful.
Go bonk stick.
I
Make
am
me
become
me a
death.
bonk.
Crit
Natural 20.
for 18. Is just
You
bam.
yeah. Just push its head into its chest, and it is no more.
I am the greatest. How far away is that other troglodyte? so far.
30,
Let's see, 5,
40,
10,
40
15, 20 here. And let's just chuck it. That was a bad idea.
That sails high and collides with the wall up here near Threnos. And it's this thing's turn again. You've seen this move before. It's going to take a wide swipe at all of you as it tries to beat a hasty retreat. I think I got infected with whatever Leo had because I don't think a 10 is going to do it either. Make me opportunity attacks if you'd like to.
Well, yeah.
No.
I could get a
Nope.
13, a con save if I could do a spell. If not,
Do you have the feat that allows you to use a spell as a opportunity attack?
then I
much is that?
will negative. I will use my quarterstaff.
You all strike out at the empty space as the thing swipes it away. And it's gonna take another step back here and seem to make itself large in the hallway. Ponos.
After missing that many times, just kind of I'm going to stand in this at the end here and kind of try and block it with my body and look as intimidating as I can, despite the fact that I've just been flailing at this thing uselessly, and just kind of start, gesture. Yeah, and you stay out, you big. I don't even know what you would find insulting, to be honest. This place is an absolute state. Just fuck off. And I will try and intimidate it.
Okay, make an intimidation check.
Bam. It's a 21.
What the fuck?
Just
Let's
fuck
start
off.
backing up a bit more. It's demoralized. Anything else in your turn?
I have the crown. Probably.
You see it has another... God, where the start of this? Come on, reveal. There you go. Another troglodyte further down.
It's in his nest.
Listen, I wasn't wrong when I said we're here to smash troglodytes and possibly their babies.
Farah, your turn. I know those shatters or anything?
Yeah. Defero will attempt to squeeze past. Come on, get out of the fucking.
Very familiar.
Jesus. And then cast Toll the Dead.
Okay.
It is a wisdom.
Is a
save.
wisdom save from them. They are not very wisdomous, but they got a 4.
Oh wait. What? 8 necrotic damage?
You're gonna watch as this thing's wounds degrade further and its body fails and falls, blocking the doorway.
That's all she'll do. And just kidding. She will also take a few steps back, knowing that there's like another one in there and expecting them to come out. She's just going to take like a defensive stance. That's all.
Okay. Calliope?
Okay. Well, I'm just gonna walk back out of here, I guess. 5, 10, 15, 20, 30. Because walking here, see everyone kind of like on edge still. Not really know what to do, so she's just gonna hold her action and I guess attack if something comes in her melee range. That's not a friend. That's it.
Okay. That's a fair assumption. Leo, you're up. What are you doing?
He takes a bunch of haggard breaths and He moves up to where everyone else is and dashes 30. Ugh.
You
All the way.
enter the room.
Ugh.
What do you mean? As you enter this cave, the hideous stench somehow grows even worse. The large troglodyte squats in the center of the cave. From the looks, they are brood mothers for a little litter of about a dozen young broodlings.
Is it a litter?
The broodlings are currently tearing their weakest siblings limb from limb as they squeal in terror.
What the? This is horrifying, Carl. Are their tummies making the rumblies that only hands can satisfy?
I'm not here to explain troglodyte biological growth patterns, but
That is my turn.
you don't want to attack.
Well, I dashed.
Oh, you dashed. Okay, Threnos.
Yep.
Theranos will kind of look in to see what's going on with Leo. See this whole mess. Cast Create Bonfire.
Okay, go for it. Where are you creating bonfire?
It's
my
a
God.
5-foot bonfire, so I guess I'll just draw I'll draw a bonfire.
Okay.
Mm-hmm.
I have a feeling. Okay. Oh.
There we go.
Is there a dexterity save involved with this?
Yes, there is, of 13.
You got a 7 for the troglodyte brood mother.
That won't do it. 4 damage to them.
Okay, I'll double it since they're sitting in a giant thing of hay.
Okay.
And there are no longer these ones.
Oh my god.
All
There are
things
more.
die. Quit squirming.
Eliana.
Telling the hammer.
Mm-hmm.
It needs to come 20 feet closer as my bonus action.
Yep.
Let's see. 5, 10, 15 to grab my spear.
Better get that hammer ready. There's a lot of eggs that need breaking.
Bonk, bonk, bonk. Smashing right at some- Anyway,
It's a baby troglodyte swarm.
I don't think Eliana has it in her to murder babies.
They're
That's
eating
fine.
each other. The flavor text made it okay to kill them because they're eating each other.
I don't think that makes it okay. I don't think
The
this is
flavor
ethic-
checks made it okay.
There's an ethical quandary here.
Clearly there's no moral quandary because the flavor text clarified everything.
I'm just gonna come in here and try to make all the babies Bambi as I throw my spear at the mother.
Okay.
How many are you gonna adopt and raise right, Eliana?
If a 17 hits, it's 6 damage.
17 does hit, and that's 6 damage, and this thing catches it right in the chest.
Oh wait, shit! There's a bonfire. I'm gonna lose my spear.
It pulls it. As its action, it'll pull it out and cast it to the side over here on the wall. And we'll
thank
swipe out at you, Leo, in a last attempt. The highest I got was a 20, and every below that won't hit.
Yeah.
So
that
a
hits.
claw for 8
I'm down.
as it swipes you and catches you and tosses you to the side wall. It leaves out a weak roar, but refuses to leave its location. So does it take more damage if it stays?
If it ends its turn there, it must do a dexterity saving throw or take additional damage.
Okay. That's gonna be a 14.
That will pass.
Okay.
And it's a cantrip, so no damage.
Fantastic. It stands amongst the fire, claws out, looking weak. Ponos, you're up.
Okay, well, I will assume that you all have this under control.
Fire's gonna go a bit.
I've clearly led the situation, and now it's time to leave. Also, I have a spear I need to collect somewhere else that I threw when none of you were looking. So, see ya. Mosey. However far I need to go to get my spear out of the wall. Oh, sorry, hammer. There we go. Just I'll go around here. Do and collect my spear.
All right.
And while I'm here, let's have a little sit in the chair and have a search of the chap that's up there.
Sure. So
Obviously,
obviously the crown is on the floor before you, but the scepter the body of the king was holding appears to be just a solid hunk of mithril ingot, worth about 500 gold pieces.
Holy shit.
How heavy is it?
It's heavy. You ever held like a bar of steel?
Yeah, fuck that off.
Well,
but
it's
the
lighter
shiny,
than that because it's mithril.
shiny
Actually,
hardware. That's fun. I'm gonna end my turn reaching for the crown.
okay. Defera.
Defera's going to move up to Eliana and would she know what's happening? Would anybody have yelled out that it was like a brood? Does she know what's going on in here?
Leo, would you have called that out, or Threnos?
No, I think I ran in, got smashed, and I'm done.
I might have said, they're eating each other, kill them.
They're eating each other, and then they're gonna eat me.
Sounds like it's under control. So yeah.
Okay.
They're eating each other. That's what we want.
Yeah, so, Defera would probably do the same as Ponos in this moment, which sounds like a real cop-out, but she is going to, in a moment of panic, turn to Eliana, probably with close to tears in her eyes, and just panic shake her head, and just kind of like, no, 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 and he will retreat. She is not going in there to kill. It doesn't matter what it is. She is not interested in killing the babies.
Okay. Okay. Is that your turn? Calliope.
Okay. She's gonna see that reaction. I guess it's just going to walk up and also see what's happening. And it's just going to look at the adult troglodyte and just say, stand down, please. Just stand down. And she's gonna cast Vicious Mockery. And that's it. Any wisdom save.
Now remind me. Actually, they can't respond. They don't share a language. 11.
That'll fail. Let me do that damage. 4.
You watch as your words seem to somehow soothe the creature, and its anguish and pain just kind of it thuds to the floor.
And frankly, the rest of the troglodytes are going to continue their activity as the caves fall very quiet, except for the small fire.
And wait, did Leo go down?
Leo is
Leo's got
down.
a death save to
Okay.
make.
Yeah, okay, cool. I am going to healing word. And then to say we're done here and walk away. Let me roll that healing. 6.
Okay. And you can now clear your tracker since the caves appeared well and truly empty. So free actions for everybody.
I'll use my last spell slot to create destroy water and just like douse any flames in there and just kind of
Okay.
pick up my spear.
Just dismiss them and walk away.
But I'm just making sure in case it set the nest on fire.
Yeah, it had, but you'll just hear continuing cries of cruelty and badness. But yeah. You also know there's a cave they could potentially just leave. Eventually. Hopefully. Anyway, back in the throne room. Someone was reaching for the throne for the crown.
It tries to pick up the scepter, but it's just this huge, like, very unwieldy, ugly lump of metal, and kind of get, no, and just drops it, and it just goes clunk, clunk, clunk down the like couple of steps that there are, like noisily bouncing off the stone. And then at the bottom of the steps is the crown, and he'll just, ooh, shiny, shiny, or as shiny as I guess this thing is, considering it was worn by a big lizard frog, dirty poo boy. So I guess we'll look around and find, or at least look for some strip of garment, probably the wedding dress made of nets.
Mm-hmm. Very
And
nice
just-
nets.
Yep, not anymore. Strip off like a big strip of fabric from the hem and be like, there we go, and just give the crown a good buff, wipe off all the poo juice. There we go,
Is that a
poo-free
medical term?
crown.
Yes.
And then just on top of I've got my bear's head with my horns that go out its eye sockets, and then just on top of that as well, screw on a nice crown, I think. Perfect to complete the look of big wrestling style champion of the people belt, bear pelt, crown.
Why?
Your intelligence is now 19.
Oh my god.
Oh my god. You made him smart. He's learned
Good.
how to learn.
Wasn't that already your highest stat?
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. Just
But now more.
We love it.
Oh my god.
Theranos will look at Defira. Should we be concerned by this?
probably. Yes.
I'm impressed he laced it over the horns so quickly.
Yeah. She will sound especially exhausted.
Looks good on you, Onos.
Thanks. It's more of general use. Don't think of me as king of Poo Lagoon. This isn't mine. The crown is mine, but the rest of it.
King
Right.
of Poo Lagoon. I like the sound of that.
I bequeath the title to the Poo Lagoon kid over there. He's done a grand job. But anyway, right, taken care of. Good work, folks. Under my extreme and dramatic leadership, once again, I've saved you all from mortal peril. You can thank me by guiding us further into this.
While he's talking, I'm walking away.
Yeah, good. Get a head start. Scout the area. Make sure we're secure. Excellent work. Good. Just.
I just let him finish. He gets frustrated if you don't let him finish.
No talking at the back. Elevator was mentioned. Now I don't know specifically what that is, but there was a word, and I was listening right up until the point where it was boring, and so.
Dragon. Just remember the word dragon.
The credits start rolling.
The word elevator. Perfect. Good.
Let's go,
I'm glad we've all
Panos.
got that. Nice. Anyway, pointy chaps, with the big and the, you're fine. You're doing well. Smart team with the, and the bits. You do you. You know what you're doing.
Good speech.
Okay.
Let's go.
Roll out.
We roll out to the unexplored corners of the cave.
Well, from here, the only way seems to be down the other side of the crossroad.
Mm-hmm.
So
maybe that's where all the cockatrices are. As I walk by our companion, I will say, King of Poo Lagoon. Remember that one.
No. That's goddamn.
Do you want to take a quick rest before this next bit of the journey, or no?
I'm surprisingly
A couple of
fine.
us got beat up.
Yeah, I'm pretty beat up.
I'm going to harness divine power just to use it on a cure wounds. Hey.
Nice.
Nah, I'm good.
The rest of you?
After she does that, I think I then just cast lay on hands, but it's only for 5, and then I just I'm good too.
Okay.
Defera will offer a healing potion to Leo.
No. I have one. I'll save it for when we're truly in trouble.
Staying on your feet would help keep us out of being in truly trouble.
I'm still on my feet. He weakly smiles at you guys.
Drink the damn potion, Leo.
Fine.
Like pulling teeth.
So, pushing on, not resting. That's the consensus here.
I think we can go a little further.
Oh, it's up to you guys, I suppose. I'll be here. I've been hearing some weird, almost like rhythmic pulses from further down, but I don't know.
That's unsettling.
Strange.
But with the troglodyte king dead and the other passageway ahead of you, it seems that you've eliminated one enemy with an unknown amount yet in your future. However, you have your allies, you have new items and tools, and you have the safety, whatever form you can call it, of knowing that the area to your back is secure. What lies ahead of you, no one can truly know, but that's what next time's for. And before we dive too deep into the Mithral Mines, I think that is where we are going to call it for this evening in Oathsworn Odyssey of the Dragonlords. Thank you all so much for joining us. We will be back very soon. But before we get into too many pleasantries and goodbyes, if everyone could please go around the proverbial fire here and let everyone know who you are, where we can find you, and the amazing work you do, who you're playing tonight, who you're wearing tonight, all the good and important questions. Starting with Comrade, please.
Yes. I'm Comrade Crash. I was wearing just a regular helm. But yes, I played Leo Dracos, the human paladin. Yeah, just catch us next time. Happy New Year. Zarek.
Hey everybody, it's me, Arkelon. Yeah, Happy New Year. That's pretty cool. I played Calliope, the Siren College of Epic Poetry bard who walks the path of the Dragon Slayer. You can find me on all the social medias at Arkelon. In terms of where you can see me next with TTRPGs, this week I have Tyranny of Dragons over here as well with Chrissy and that Magic Juice in the chat. We're getting into some really big plot stuff, so you won't want to miss it. In terms of the next coming weeks, you can find me over at Neon Lights Roleplay. We are starting a new show, starting day to be determined, but it's going to be on Sundays, called The Violet Sea, and is actually a system that our very own Tate Washburn made, which is going to be so cool. As well as every third Thursday of the month, I'm going to be part of another TTRPG podcast with Tyne's Dungeon called Dungeons and Discussions. So it's going to be really fun. You won't want to miss it. You won't want to miss it. There we go. It's late. I'm sorry. But let's move it on over to HP.
I am the last hit point hero, and tonight I played Thrynos, the Siren Sorcerer Demigod. You can find me next with the finale of Stargate Phoenix this upcoming Monday. That is the conclusion of a 7-part series for Phoenix and 6-part series for Basilisk, which wrapped up recently with with an end to them one way or the other, I suppose. You'll have to watch it to see and what that means for poor Phoenix as they come to their own finale. Other than that, I am right here every other Tuesday, and we'll see you next year. Over to Tony.
Hello, I am Tony, playing our prophecy cleric who hasn't been looking to the future very much lately. For me, we come back with Dark Echoes on the 15th, and starting the 24th, we come to what I've been working on for a while now, which is Emerald Expeditions. It'll be series rotating one-shots, much like the Harper Investigations, but different because I'm doing it. So do that. Come watch, please. I need your words of affirmation to subsist off of. Other than that, we'll go up to listen to Al and his how his fantasy sports teams did this year. Al.
Yeah, it's because I don't do anything else. The only other fantasy I get involved in is football, so deal with it. Yeah. I lost my last game of the season. So we went 13-2 on the year, and then I had to play that same team in the playoffs. So one week I lose to them, the next week we smashed it. So I'm in the Stupid Bowl. That's it, the final game, and it's the first and second seeds against each other, so it should be a good showdown. It's for all the marbles, and I have been informed there is now a trophy. So hopefully, if all goes to plan, next exciting episode, I will have a trophy to show you. That, or some sort of, if I'm not here, you'll know why. So that's all going on, or it's all to play for. But other than that, I've been Aldabitha. I've played Ponos, the Satyr, Rogue, the Odyssean, who is walking the path of the Cursed One, and certainly had a few of those roles tonight. Some luck, some wacky diving and run on ropes, others not being so convincing with his master plans. But hey, now he's a big smart boy. He's got another piece to add to his ridiculous regalia. I'm just excited to see at the end of this what he looks like. And then I'll commission 2 bits of artwork: scrawny Ponos when he starts, and then end Ponos when he's got his full outfit of just gubbins that he's found, and it's going to look amazing. I'm very
5'11", 6 foot.
Yeah, it's just getting so ridiculous. Yeah, he's going to be a big boy. Perfect. Well, with that in mind, I will throw on up to Chrissy.
Yeah, hey guys. I'm Chrissy. I played Defera, our Medusa Warlock. I'm wearing a shirt. I'm wearing a shirt with the Lorax that says, if the trees can't be harmed, if the Lorax is armed. You know, arm the proletariat. Anyways, so I don't know. Everyone said everything where I'll be. So if you just stick around TPK, you'll end up seeing me again. You can join our Discord though. That's fun. So do that. Come hang out. That's all. Okay, bye.
Okay, which leaves me. Hey everybody, I'm Turk, or Turk Accented on Twitch and Twitter. I had the pleasure and honor of being your DM for the evening for this wonderful group of storytellers. If you want more of me and what I do, then I have fantastic news. January is going to be pretty popping off. So coming up, we of course have Oathsworn on the 11th, but before that, January 9th, I'll be over on Sir Hooper's channel with a charity stream called For the Dogs. We'll all be playing Pathfinder 2nd Edition, playing as the dog person races, various types. I can tell you right now, I'm playing a Basset Hound investigator. So it should be a lot of fun. Bring all your dog jokes, and all of the funds will, of course, be going to a good cause. Beyond that, there's going to be a bunch of really good stuff. Iron DM coming up on the 17th. Emerald Expeditions, of course. More aliens. I'll also be doing some Blades in the Dark eventually, but I'll talk more about that next time as we venture further into the Mithral Mines to save the winter solstice and hopefully get these guys some more excellent equipment and maybe get them to level 4 next time.
Is your character's name Scruff McGruff?
I haven't decided on a name yet, but a new one has just entered the contention.
It needs to be Scruff McGruff, please.
But we will see you all next time. Happy New Year. And remember, even the gods are bound by fate and prophecy. HP, please take us out.